Hello everyone, bloody hell, look at you lot. Jesus, welcome, what's going on? Oh my gosh, there's so many of you here already. Washfix, welcome, Barclay, Dauntless, Ben. What are you talking? Oh, third. Trying to be first every time. One episode away from the magic number, what's the I see. How's it going, Darren? Seb. Smart exterior. You right, mate? My week's been great. Yeah, he's been in my pants, controlling the stream the whole time. Paul, welcome. Squeegee. Everyone okay? We've got Darren joining us today because we're just going to be talking about Sausage Fest. We've got a plan. We know what we're doing. We're gonna have some giveaways. We're gonna have some stuff for you guys to interact with to like make it how you want it. It's going to be a load of discounts. We're going to go through everything basically. Let's bring this music down. Your Smart Tank 650 nearly imploded. What's a Smart Tank 650? What on earth are you talking about? Smart Tank 650. I'm guessing it's like a window cleaning tank. Streamline systems. What's one of these then? It's almost £6,000. Christ. Is it just a water tank with like with a filter in it, I suppose? Alright, James. You're not coming Sausage Fest. Smart exterior is like, it's not my fault. Oh, it's got reverse osmosis built into it. I'm going to pretend I know what that means. There's so many things I've learned since starting up in this industry. So many words that I never had any idea what they meant. And now I do. So before we start, what I've done is I've just put a little a donation bar along the bottom there, and I'm just hoping we can potentially raise a bit of money tonight for Darren's family, just to support his son a little bit. So from what I've from what I've seen, Pure Seal have set up like a GoFundMe to help out with his lad's like insurance for the van and stuff, so that he can keep working. Extremely sad. I think it's shook the industry, and everyone's like, I never met Darren personally, but from his posts online, he was clearly loved by many people. So me and Darren from PWS were chatting about it last night for a couple of hours, and we were just going through some bits, and I don't think I ever met him, although I'm sure I might have met him on one of the Pure Seal courses, on one of the early courses, but I'm not actually sure. I don't think it was him. But very aware of all his, posts all over Facebook and stuff. He's quite an active member of the groups. So, yeah, extremely sad. And there's been like a couple of tragedies this year. It's been a bit of an eye-opener, a bit of a shocker. So yeah, if anyone would like to contribute, there's a little I think you can like tip the stream. There should be a button under the stream somewhere where you can tip, and that should go towards the donation goal. I've already put a bit in myself, so if anyone wants to do that, it'd be nice to raise a couple of quid tonight while we're chatting about stuff. If anyone has the means to be able to donate, that'd be cool. I put my respirator on today for my hypo. It shook me. Do you not normally use a respirator with hypo? We were doing a pooey job today. We did. We were cleaning up some sewerage that had leaked out of. But it backed up and it was coming out of the ground basically, all over the chap's driveway. And you got to be careful there, because I was speaking to Nigel from H2O today, and he was like, if you were to, so the plan was to sort of hypo it, and he said something about you can potentially make I forgot which gas it is, but basically when it gases off, you apply hypo onto the surface, and it's not necessarily the fumes from the hypo itself, it's the fumes from the reaction when it reacts with anything organic. It's those fumes, and so if there's a load of pooey water all over the drive, it's going to react with everything. But it wasn't half as bad as I was expecting when I got there. So we basically hypoed everything, and then with our masks on, and then just sort of stayed away from the drive for 20 minutes while it was doing its thing. But yeah, it does kind of. It's a shame that it takes things like that for you to be like, like the other day. So, for example, the poor chap that got electrocuted earlier this year, and if you haven't heard about that, if you have a look on Squeaky Clean Dave's videos on YouTube. That was, I suppose I don't know if I would have even considered like overhead power lines and stuff, and like power lines. I didn't even know that like live power lines went to the corner of people's properties. I thought they were underground or something. I hadn't even considered it. But this chap here, if you go on Squeaky Clean Dave's videos here, you can watch those and you'll understand a bit more about it. But essentially, he was cleaning some windows, and just the mist from the water he was producing out of the water-fed pole arced against the overhead power lines. Oh my gosh! XTX has donated 10 quid. Nice one, mate. Thank you. Very kind. Yeah, anything that...
Was that for me?
It's not for you, no.
Oh.
Anything... Any money generated from tonight's stream will put straight into the fund. So, thank you so much.
Well, that was because I bought coffee up.
That's not because you bought a coffee up, no. Although...
You want to pay me for bringing drinks?
I won't pay you for bringing drinks, but if you get me a McFlurry and a hot apple pie on your way home later, and a chocolate muffin,
No.
I'll give you some money for your troubles.
You mean you'll pay for your food?
Well, if that's the way you want to put it. Thank you. So now, basically, I'm hyper aware of overhead power lines and stuff, which is a great thing, but it's a shame that something like that has to happen before it's even consciously on your mind. The other day, me and Jakey were vacuuming some gutters, and we were at the back of the property. It was a bungalow. We were at the back of the property. Fairly low level gutters. Very, very simple job. And as he was getting to the corner of the property, I was spotting. I was like, whoa, 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 stop. Stop what you're doing. Come down. I panicked a little bit. I probably shouldn't have panicked like I did, but I just went stop. Because there were two power lines coming to the corner of the property. He was probably about 6 or 7 meters away from them, and we were just clearing them with the gutters, so he was nowhere near them at the time. But I was just thinking, like, I don't know what would have happened if he went into that corner with the gutter pole and touched both of those wires at the same time. I couldn't even tell whether they were shielded or whether, you know what I mean? And the guy, the actual homeowner, said, honestly, I've cleared these gutters myself in the past. I've never even acknowledged that those power lines were there. I didn't even think about it. They were clearly power lines. They weren't phone lines. And it's just like, it's a shame that this stuff has to happen before we, for me personally, before I sort of take notice. It's always the little things. It's like it's the little unlikely things that you potentially rush and you think, oh, it's only a 20-minute job or whatever. I mean, I don't even know the details of what happened to Darren, but I've read the article, and it's crazy. Just makes you, you know. I don't think I should really be speaking on it anyway, because I didn't, like I say, I didn't know him, so just out of respect, I'm not gonna go it. I think Darren knew him, so Darren might want to chat about it tonight, but because I didn't know him, I think it's best I don't really say anything else. You know what I mean? Because it's not my place. Super sad news for the guy and his family. Unfortunate, I didn't have the pleasure. Met him at the expo. He was quite a cool man. Met him at the Pure Seal Christmas do. Such a nice guy. Had a good chat with him. I put my respirator on today, although a bit too soon. Would be good to know what went wrong so we can all protect ourselves better. Probably not something to talk about tonight though. No, it's definitely a learning opportunity, but maybe not right now. Yeah, I don't actually know. I've never put a respirator on for hypoing walls, etc. Only my limited use of biocide. Yeah, I mean, yeah, from I think in my latest video, so there's a bit of I was in a bit of trouble with Mike from Pure Seal the other day, because this happened, and then he'd seen my video on YouTube, my latest video where I'd sealed a drive using xylene, or a xylene based sealer, and then cleaning out the canister with xylene as well. And halfway through the video, I was like, oh, we should be wearing a mask. So I went and grabbed it out of the van. You can see me grabbing it in the video, throw it to Jakey. Okay, we're wearing a mask now. And then at the end of the video, I was cleaning out the canister. I forgot to wear my mask again. And then looking back through it now, there are other questionable practices in that video where, and I've specifically framed that video as like a helpful, almost like a guide style video. And I don't normally do guides, but that was more of like a how-to video, whilst demonstrating some questionable health and safety. And so Mike expressed his concerns, and yeah, I thought it was probably best to take that video down, considering the timing of everything that's happened. The last thing I want to do is be responsible for people watching my video and thinking that's okay. And so what I will do is maybe try and make that video again next year, better with sort of more of a focus on health and safety. Although I don't know if I'm that guy, you know what I mean, that can present a video like that, because although I've had training and other bits and bobs and I've got the experience and I've used the product a bunch of times, I'm not the guy to talk about health and safety, because I don't know. Maybe I won't make the video again. I'm not sure. So anyway, I've removed the video. We've ordered a couple of new masks because someone else highlighted that this P3 mask that we'd bought from Screwfix, I knew it was a dust mask. It said it was a dust mask, but it also very clearly said suitable. It has resistance to chemicals. And then someone kindly pointed out on the Facebook post the other day that it's resistant to chemical particles. It's not resistant to like chemical fumes. And it's the fumes that are, particles might burn or irritate your skin, but it's the fumes that are gonna, get into your body and cause some serious damage. And so I've been using the wrong masks these whole times. And my issue with the mask is the mask that I had from Pure Seal before, which is let me pull it up just so you know what I'm talking about. It's an appropriate mask for the chemicals and stuff that we're using, but I could still smell chemicals through it, which is why when I tested this new mask out that I bought from Screwfix, so it's got an ABEC P3 filter in it, and you can tell the filter type based on the colour of these lines. But I could still smell chemical through this mask. But then with the new dusk mask that I had, I couldn't smell the chemical through it. So I thought, this feels like a slight improvement, because surely if you can smell the chemical, then it's getting into your nose or lungs or whatever. I'm wrong, I guess. So we've ordered a couple more of these. We're going to start wearing these now instead. So it's still got the P3 bit, but I'm guessing the ABEC bit before that is the most relevant to our industry, I suppose. Was the guy who raised a fishing pole next to a power line? Oh, I was with a guy who raised a fishing pole, carbon fishing pole next to a power line. Bang, he lived but lost an arm and a leg. Always look up and what's around you. That's awful, isn't it? I think the issue with the pole, the water-fed pole that the chap was using when he got electrocuted was the bottom of the pole is insulated, but he had his hand on the second section of the pole that isn't insulated, which is why it went down that arm and his leg. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what happened. Best to stay away from the power cables. I had a power cable shielded by a local power company for free before any work started on the roof. So how do you go about doing that? Do you have to buy a local power company? I wonder who you have to call to get that sort of stuff done. Because I should probably sort of save that in my phone, maybe. You're waiting on a power line to be shrouded at the moment. How do you quote for cleaning a conservatory roof, taking pitch into account, etc.? I don't take pitch into account when I'm looking at conservatory roofs. I do when I'm looking at like normal roofs, but I think conservatory roofs, it's just based on size, like based on a rough estimate of size. You could even count the panels and apply like a pricing structure based on how many panels you got. I think Ryan from Curbside Cleaning, he's got like a generic base price of £150 plus VAT as a starting price to clean conservatories. What time is Darren coming? In the next 8 minutes, I suppose. Am I boring you? Sorry, Dauntless. If the wire is shielded, it should have a yellow plastic strip on it. See, I've seen some red ones. I've seen some with two big red plastic strips on them, or they look almost like foam strips. I see so many people using chemicals with no masks on basic PPE. Yeah. And I used to be one of those people, to be fair. And certainly since bringing Jakey on board, I'm trying to set a good example. He has to remind me sometimes, and it is just unfortunately one of those things you occasionally forget. But also since doing the Pure Seal course, I think when I was on the Pure Seal course, I actually bought one of these masks on the day, if I remember correctly. And then unfortunately one of the little buckles broke because I was being a bit heavy-handed with it. And I got my use out of it. I think they're cheaper now. They never used to be this cheap, I don't think. Come down in price a little bit by the looks of it. Could be your beard. You're correct, James. Masks don't work well with facial hair. I mean, yeah, you are right. However, can you consider this a beard? I suppose you can, can't you? It's not a very big one. You're saying my mask is only going to work if I'm clean shaven. Is that what you're saying? Prompt Peak, welcome. Craig, you right, mate? Dial 103. Is that actually real? The customer has to contact the power company. Any exterior cleaners with Alfreton in their range? Sold my gear for gutters, so I can't get the customer nearby. Anyone near Alfreton? Are all carbon bottom sections insulated? That's probably one for the chat. I don't know, mate. Sorry. I hope I'm wrong. My beard is massive. Hey, Dave. You right, mate? Should we bring Darren in? Is he about? Should we have a little look? I'm not ready for this, by the way. I am so tired. I've been up so late these last few nights. I'm severely unprepared for another late night, which is why I've got coffee in hand. And it is why I'm relying on Darren to do most of the talking tonight. No, I'm only joking. Only joking. I use the JDP Force 8 ABEC P3. You can test if it's fitted correctly by pushing the side pods. No air should come in when you breathe in. Ah. Let's have a look. J S P Force 8. Oh, you can get that from Screwfix. I should have just grabbed that one to try, to be honest, because the Pure Seal mask that I bought before, the glasses, the goggle, they're not goggles, they're glasses that I had. They would sit awkwardly. They'd sit like annoyingly high on the ridge. So that's why I wanted to try a few different types of masks as well. But also I could just change my glasses for something different. Is this the one? Press to check. It's another option at least. Dial 105, not 103. Alfreton's in Derby. Good evening, Glenn. You right, mate? Darren, are you about, mate? Oh, here he is. Hello? Hello, hello? Hello? Testing.
I needed to turn off the YouTube.
Ah. How you doing?
I'm going to make a small confession.
Oh, God.
I'm home from work and I had a little nana nap. And Sonia's just woke me a couple of minutes ago going, "Oh, Jake's tonight." And I've gone, "Oh, why, what time is it?" She's gone, "It's okay. Here you go."
I was hoping for a nap. I needed a nap because I was up till 1 a.m. watching archaeology videos on YouTube.
Well, yeah, I was up till 1 a.m. Drawing posters with sausages and buns on.
Have you got any to show me?
No, I haven't finished it yet.
Please show me what you got so far, please.
No, I'm not showing you. No, I'll wait till it's done. Got to wait for the final thing. Good evening, everybody on the chat.
Welcome,
Hello.
Darren. Thanks for joining us. Darren can see the chat, by the way, guys. If anyone's got any questions directly for him, you can ask in the chat.
You can ask me about my nap. That's a good subject to talk about.
About your nap. Look at the pictures in the Discord in the main chat. Hang on, Darren, bear with me a second. These might not be appropriate.
I can see them. Let's have a look in the main chat. Let's have a look. I can look. Which pictures do you want me to look at?
Oh, it's all right. We're talking about power cables. That's a big juicy one. Is that going...
That one in the gutter?
That doesn't look like a power cable.
They often run like TV aerials and telephone lines in there.
Yeah, that big chunky one in the gutter doesn't look like a power cable.
Yeah, somebody's run a mains cable, haven't they? Because they couldn't be bothered to go inside or through the roof or the loft.
Yeah. Oh, Craig's actually cleared those gutters. Sorry about that. Anyway. Welcome. You're right, mate.
I'm great. Now I've got my new Velvetizer chocolate. My little treat.
Have you got a new coffee machine to go along with your new fragrance?
No. Do you want to start with the fragrance?
You're getting a bit bougie, aren't you?
I now have a posh chocolate machine from Hotel Chocolate. It's called a Velvetizer. I thoroughly recommend one. It makes a hot chocolate out of real chocolate chunks and milk, and it warms it up and it stirs in. Get the website up, Jake. Come on. Shape up. Show the readers what they want to really know.
What's it called?
Let's rate some hot chocolate machines now. Do you know what I mean?
What's it called?
It's a Velvetizer from Hotel Chocolate. Chocolate.
Chocolate.
There you go, Velvetizer. There you go.
I got it. Chill out. This thing.
Yes. No. Back up one. Back up that one. Yes, one of them.
You spent 100 quid.
I didn't. Be clear.
To get a fancy hot chocolate.
It's amazing.
And now you need to top that up every week with a £10 box of pods.
If only there were 10 quid.
Oh, it does cold ones.
Oh, yeah, you can have cold ones as well, yeah.
I'm not convinced by this stuff because I bought stuff like this in the past and it's just sat in the corner of the kitchen. Use it once, forget to clean it out, and then think, oh, I ain't going to bother again.
There's no moving parts. It's a rinse and go.
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced and go. What have you been up to today? You've been in the in work?
Yes. Slight confession. I've attended work today, but I feel like I've not really achieved anything. It's been wet and cold and miserable, and we're in betweeny getting stuff done. So I sold a bit of stuff, but mainly loitered near the radiator in the office today. I've not had what I can say one of my busiest and most constructive days.
No. At least you got a bit more space to work with now. You've cleared everything out, haven't you?
It's getting there. It'll all be clear soon.
I'm excited to see it because last time I saw it, it was a struggle. Can you walk straight to that back bench now in the corner?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's a big improvement. I like it. Let's
talk. Sonia's got a build area now down there that's got all LED lights on it and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Let's talk about your new fragrance. Pull it out. Whip out your elephant.
First of all, you should ask in the chat if anybody's ever heard of
playing up with your green screen.
It is, yeah. Penhaligons. Penhaligons. Has anybody ever heard of that? Right. That's the first thing in the chat. I bumped into this quaint little shop in Liverpool, and I was drawn in by their decor, shall we say, and their props in the shop. It was like marketing genius. And then I was just humouring my girls being in there because I have 2 teenage girls as well as Sonia. And they were all like, oh, look at this and oh, look at that. And I was a bit like, yeah, whatever, we're just passing time. And then this dude came across and told me the whole story and completely suckered me in.
That's like what you do with your visitors. You start saying, oh, you could have this. You could have this, but I reckon you should have this. Come and follow me to the back.
Yeah, look at what you could have won.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. But do you really want me to get it out? Are we going there?
Get your elephant out.
Stuff.
Show everyone your elephant. It was armoured, however, it was sitting in waterlogged gutters. Turbo Tap says the big shagger in the building. I think he's talking about you.
He's been telling stories about me. How do you know I've been shagging?
I can see it. It's like, I thought that was like you pulled the fragrance out of the box and there's just like a light illuminating.
Hold on.
Look at the state of that. I'll be honest. It looks like you've got it from Argos.
Knob off. That's all we're going to say about that. That's all we're going to say about that. But yes, for the price of 1 Turbo Devil, you too can join me. Smelling like a ponce with fragrance.
I hope you're going to be wearing that at Sausage Fest.
Definitely, because I want all the boys drooling all over me, Jake. That's what Sausage Fest is about. It's a meeting of men to wave their sausages and work out who has the biggest one.
I think we covered this Elite Flow in the last live stream that we did with Darren. That JCB, is that a pump and unloader valve combined, and you can't fit an external unloader to make it do a return to tank? Is that right? On the JCB?
Is that question to me?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me click.
The one that Sid tested in his video.
Yeah, so it is a combined unit. You can do things to improve it, but the improvements that you make to that pump are all about the inlet valve and making it suck from the buffer tank. You need to put up with the fact that you need to not get hooked up on the. There's a lot of people get hooked up on return to tank, and although it is a really good feature, it isn't the end of the world feature.
This might be my fault. I think I put a lot of emphasis on upgrading my old machine to a return to tank, but I think that was necessary because it had a dodgy unloader valve on it.
Yeah. There's definitely advantages with it. Let's not take away from the advantages of the return to tank, but there's been a massive push towards it, and actually the modifications you need to make to the jet wash to make it usable and to make it what it should be or what it could be is all about the water inlet. It's not about making it return to tank.
I suppose the return to tank allows for like the cooling and keeps things cool, which is nice. It's the off the trigger thing where it's like the water then circulates in the pump rather than circulating around the whole system.
You know what? These pumps are designed to work at 30, 40, 50 degrees water temperature, so it does heat up while it's being used. But I think the bigger issues actually about these pumps having troubles is the fact that the water inlet fit has been letting air in, which is what's been destroying the seals and melting the valves.
Or people trying to use a 13, 14, 15 litre per minute machine directly from the customer's tap because they've got no return to tank and buffer tank. And
not enough.
There's not enough water. Yeah.
100%. 100%. So, I still believe that there is a lot of merit in those machines at that price point. I appreciate the shortcomings of the machine, but for the money, I genuinely don't think you can buy better. I think if you're in the market for
the JCB Hyundai variant.
Yeah, I think for the money, I think they're absolutely fantastic. I think for £1,000 you can't buy better.
Oh, nice. There's a bold statement.
Yeah, I think so. I think at that price point. Now, granted, we're doing our own version.
Oh, there we go.
I don't want to do sales pitch. I really don't.
There is no better machine for £1,000. By the way, we're going to start selling it.
By the way, there is an Alpha B2. Notice how we got the rest of the words that go with that, Jake?
Yes, thank you for my recommendation. Yep, no problem.
The Alpha B2, we're going to get very close to the £1,000 bracket, but it will have a return to tank. So there's a slightly bigger pump on it, proper water inlet fitting, and it will return to tank.
I should have got your opinion on a video I posted a while back when I went on holiday to Haven, Devon Cliffs, I think. There was a guy pressure washing, and he had his inlet going into his Hyundai machine, absolutely pouring water out the bottom. Either wasn't tight or there's something going on in there. His return to tank hose was like draped over the wall, just flowing down the hill, down the road, not even back into a tank.
Nice.
His turbo nozzle was leaking out the side. Like, there couldn't have been more things wrong with this machine, and he sounded like it was just destroying itself from the inside out.
And that's what'll happen to it.
Yeah.
You won't get any longevity if you're going to run this kit like that. Like I said to you when you were here, any leaks on your machine, your machine will run like that for a while, but you wreck everything.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of just coming in then for a gun, you're going to need a gun, you're going to need a unloader valve, you're going to need keyway on your engine, you're going to need this, you're going to need that, you're going to need the other. Instead of just putting a 30, 40, 50 quid gun on.
Yeah.
Or 15, 20 quid gun if you're an Amazon cheapo buyer.
Mm-hmm. Dauntless says, is Darren selling pressure washers by any chance at this sausage fest? Now listen, this brings me on to a good point, okay? To open the discussion.
Let's start. Are we going to start talking about sausage fest yet? Is it time?
I think it's a good idea because what this was, and Darren sort of came up with the idea of a car meet, but with like pressure washers and just like a breakfast social meet, just to sort of network with people and just have a chat. Really, just spend the morning eating some good food, coffee, have a chat, and exchange business cards and stuff. I can't hear you. Have you muted yourself? Is that new microphone playing up? Can anyone else hear him? He's gone. I can see you. I can't hear you. Are you whispering? Try shouting. I can't hear you. Oh, he's buggered it. That's it. No sausage fest. There he is.
Change microphone. I've changed microphone now. Is that better?
I can hear you, but it's not the one that you were using before, is it?
No. Well, that's got a red right, and I don't know why it's red. Why would that be red?
Mention the sales, hype us up with discounts. Oh, sorry, guys, my microphone's dead.
Yeah. I don't know why it's playing up.
Is that microphone dead? Does that microphone have two power cables? Is it one auxiliary, one power, or is it just a USB? No good. It's no good.
So something's happened to it. Who knows? Oh well, I'll just put it over here.
Oh
well. We'll go back onto the microphone that's up here. Good job, I've got redundancy. Anyway, Jake, I was saying it's a good job. No, I wasn't. I was saying tell the truth. What actually happened was I said, Jakey, why don't you come up, bring my Jakey on a Saturday morning, and we'll have a sausage sandwich, and we'll set the world straight. And you went, oh, how about if we brought such and such along? And I went, well, how about if I get this guy along? And then we went, you know what? Let's just all have a coffee and car style meeting. We'll all meet up. We'll have a super casual, no pressure networking gig. That's what we said, wasn't it?
That was the original idea.
It's meant to be just our friends.
Yeah.
Right? That's how it started. We're just going to invite a few people that were just our friends, and we're going to meet up at mine because the car park's big. Bring your kit. Bring your family if you want. Whatever. I'll lay on some sausages because the joke was there's no girls that do jet washing, so it'll all be blokes, hence the name Sausage Fest. And it makes sense to do sausages, and away we go.
Which was a stroke of genius, by the way. I think that's...
Do you think?
Yeah. But then it's like, well, if we're going to invite everyone and people are going to potentially travel, I think Craig and Steve are going to be travelling from... Where are you guys? Is it Manchester? I think it's Manchester. I think it's
Squeaky Dave, stroke of genius. He's getting on the innuendo. Cancel your plans, Dave. You need to come up for the morning.
But yeah, if people are going to be travelling that far and stuff, we sort of want to make it worth people's while and potentially make more of like an event out of it rather than just turning up and having a chat and then going home. So we've had a chat and we've sort of made it a little bit more complex than it was going to be, but I think in a good way.
Yeah, we still want to try and keep that feel though, don't we? It still is supposed to be about the people. It's still supposed to be people catching up with people, isn't it? That's what the feel I want to be.
And we thought, well, how can we get more people to come and turn up?
At this point, everybody in the chat, I would like to say I put on the table lap dancers and naked girls, but Jakey backed out of that idea and said that was not a good idea.
Well, I thought it'd be better to have naked men. But then you switched and said, no, I'm not interested. So we've taken that out of the equation. We're just going to do massive discounts instead. Yeah,
we're going down the simple.
Yeah. But yeah, it was going to be just like a social thing, and then we thought, well, okay, let's make it worth people's while. And it's not about sales. It's not about trying to turn it into like come and buy stuff. But I think it'd be nice to have. I suggested to Darren, like, are you gonna sell stuff? And if so, are you gonna do some discounts? And so you might be quite happy with what I've done here, because I think I've had a good idea. It was Darren's idea to say, well, why don't on the live stream, if people are coming, let us know, or let Darren know the specific sort of items that they would like to be discounted on the day. So I've made a Google form. I'm gonna put.
No way.
I've made a Google.
You're so organised.
I know. I've made a Google form, and so people can fill out their name, and then just put what they want to be discounted, and then that populates a spreadsheet, and I'll send it to you. How good's that?
Bolton wants to know if we can still come if he only owns a Karcher K7. Well, definitely, because by the end of the day, you'll know what a proper machine feels like, and you definitely would want to change it at some point.
So that's so what we've got so far. We've got a list of things that we'd like to do.
Do the list on topic, Jake. Don't let me put you off.
Is that all right?
Whatever. Yeah. I really don't want to put you off from your list and like send the chat into a frenzy or anything like that. We should do the list and stay on target.
So we're gonna do 3 sausage sandwiches. Now Darren's covered all bases here with the phrase sausage sandwiches. I think what Darren would like to do, don't let me speak for you, but I think what you'd like to do is sausage dogs. It's a dog, isn't it? It's like it's not a bap, because that means it's round. If you have a dog with a proper sausage in it, not like one of them shitty ones that you mentioned.
First of all, stop. First of all, we're not doing the shitty boiled hot dog sausages.
No,
right?
That's not breakfast, that's dinner.
It's not even dinner, is it? It's dog food. In fact, I wouldn't feed it a dog. Right? We're not doing the shitty boiled. Sorry, can I swear? Oh no, I do.
You can swear. I'll give you permission.
Right. So we're not doing the rubbish sausages. We're going to go get some nice sausages. Number 1, we're going to get some nice sausages.
Yeah.
Number 2, we're going to be in some form of bread.
I love how specific this is.
Potentially.
The cleaning expo doesn't have to do this, by the way. There's going to be sausages. There's going to be some form of bread.
There's going to be a coffee urn, like an urn with hot water, so you can have like coffee and tea. And I'm not bringing my Velvetizer. That's way too expensive. You can all knob off. I don't love it. Right, but I'll definitely have some a proper full fat coffee with caffeine, and tea. So we've covered food and drink.
Yep.
Now I will say, everybody, Jake wanted me to charge £2 a sausage sandwich, and I said absolutely no way, they've got to be free.
What the hell? Why would you gaslight me like that?
Jake thinks that we should charge for the toilet as well, and I think that's something
that's not a bad idea.
Only number 2s.
I think if you don't charge for the toilet, you're going to get any old rat bag destroying those toilets. Have you seen the ones?
It's going to be Danielson's from Pro Grip, so he'll have to clean them afterwards.
Fair enough.
He's foreign, so he's used to it.
So 3 sausage sandwiches, are they going to be unlimited? Because what if I'm still hungry?
Well, I'm planning on buying about 200 sausages. So.
And what about for everyone else?
I was going to say, as long as more than 10 people don't turn up, we should be good, shouldn't we?
Unlimited tea and coffee, that's nice, isn't it? We're going to do exclusive discounts for visitors only. So discounts you're not going to get online. But like I said, I've linked a Google form in the chat. So if you are coming and you would like to... Hey?
Fill in the form.
Yeah, fill in the form, because then Darren can figure out exactly which items to discount, rather than doing like a blank. It's hard to do like a blanket percentage off everything, because I suppose you've got different margins in every product, haven't you? So,
if you want the absolute best price, it is best to pick the products you want some discount on. I'll smash the price through the floor on those products on the day. It's a one-off. Don't ask again.
And is it just accessories, or is this machines as well? I actually haven't asked you this, so I don't know the answer.
Whatever they write on the list.
All right.
But rest assured, when you collect the data, Jake.
Yeah.
And Matt writes on it, he wants an Alpha Compact discounted. If he doesn't turn up on the day and buys it at the discounted price after it's on the form, we're going to bill him anyway.
And even if you can't buy it on the day, could you do a pre-order?
Yeah, we'll do pre-orders.
With the discounted price?
Yeah. Somebody wants to do a machine for next year, discounted price. Let's do something for the start of the season. We'll do it discounted, leave a bit of a deposit, show you committed, and we'll get it ready for your start date next year.
That's actually very interesting, because you got me ticking now. You got me thinking, what can I get for next year?
Dauntless Media wants to know if we accept cash, asking for a friend. I think that there's a saying, cash is king.
I've just bought a card machine. You just told me to buy a card machine, and now you're going on about cash.
I didn't start it. Dauntless Media, is that one of yours?
He's one of mine, yeah. Darren's just convinced me to buy a card machine. It's about 130 quid. What was it called? Sum Up. 130 quid, one off. You buy it, you've got it. There's no subscription. You just pay like 1.6% on payments, which I don't think's bad.
What's the most important thing about it? It doesn't look like one of those shitty scam things.
It doesn't look bad. And it prints receipts. And it's got its own, I don't know how they do it, but it's got its own 3G unlimited data SIM card in it that you don't need a subscription for, which I think is crazy. And you can connect it to Wi-Fi. So that's cool. So I'm going to start using that. So the other thing we're going to be doing is, I'm obviously going to be bringing my van and my kit, my machine and all that sort of stuff. Darren's going to have all his machines, well, probably a couple machines built and laid out. And we're going to be doing like demos, and you can just play with them. Because I know there's some people that have either just started, or they've never tested like a 21-200, or they've never tested like a 30 litre per minute machine, and they just want to know, because you might have a 15 litre per minute, you might have a 12 or whatever, and you might just want to see whether actually all the hype is worth it, and does it actually feel more powerful, and is it... It's unfortunate, like you said, that we haven't got anything like any block paving to clean or something outside the unit, but I think you get a feel for it anyway. But yeah, if anyone wants to get hands on with the kit, you can just have a go, have a play, which I think's nice, isn't it? Anything to say?
If I get chance, good point. I'll build a 15 litre and a 21 and sit the two side by side.
Ooh, 200 bar.
No, 21 too. Yeah, 15 150 or 50. I'll tell you what I might do. I might build one of those 15 275s, one of the Hyundai equivalents. And in fact, I have the Hyundais in stock, so we could run one of the Hyundais versus a proper 21-2, and you can look and feel and see the difference.
So that would be like higher pressure versus higher flow.
Yeah,
that'd be quite a cool comparison.
If I do 50% off all the products, do 50% off cleaning the car park when testing the machine. Deal. I was actually thinking advertising like as a car wash and getting these guys to come test the kit. We'll just get the cars running in and out, and they can clean the cars to test.
That's a good idea.
And what else? What else we got on the list?
So we're also going to be Sonia is going to be doing a live demo of how to service your machine, and we thought, well, Darren thought, well, instead of just servicing a random machine, why don't we do like a giveaway to someone who's attending and service that machine, so they get a free service, and everyone, if they want to, gets to watch how it's done.
Oh, are we drawing those people tonight? Are you doing that at the people that are on tonight?
I think it'd be a good idea. If anyone, I wonder if anyone that's watching is actually going to come.
Yeah. Are they coming, and would they like to put their name in for a free service?
Squeegee Dave re-roll. Have I just been scammed? I paid 130 quid for my... I paid 130 quid.
Might be a different machine.
I hope so. 47 quid at Tool Station. Bloody hell.
That can't be right. That's even making me want to go and have a look at Tool Station now.
What time will it start? Tried to find it on Facebook the other day, but couldn't. Really? That's annoying. It's going to be from 10 till about 2. Is that right, Darren?
Yeah, we're going to go 10 till about 2, although I have a feeling sort of come 1 o'clock, everybody will sort of be meandering. There's only so long you can stand and talk to people you don't like about your work before you get bored and want to go home.
I've put the link in the chat. So, by the way, if you are attending, please join that Facebook group and let us know so we can figure out numbers. So at the moment,
it would be nice to buy 500 sausages.
At the moment, it only says we've got 17 going, but like Darren said, when you advertise this sort of thing a month and a half out, people aren't really ready to commit. But when it's like 2 weeks or a week away, closer to the time, that's why we're doing this live stream. We'll probably do another one next week together, if you're around, Darren.
Yeah, on next week.
So we'll do the... Sonia's going to host how to service your machine, which I think will be very cool, because there's so many... We always have questions in the live stream for people saying... What?
Did we mention we'll do it for free? The service?
I think that was implied. I think that was implied with winning a service.
Oh, okay. So I'm just not seeing loads of people jump up.
Yeah.
What's wrong with everybody tonight?
I don't know.
Is all your machines serviced up and in perfect running order?
Mine certainly isn't. But I think also it'd be a good idea, like you said, to whoever wins, we need to know which machine. Well, Darren needs to know which machine it is so that you can make sure you've got the service kit for it. And then we're also going to do a rate my build with with vouchers attached. So whoever turns up on the day, if you bring in your kit or your trailer or your van mounted system or your whatever it might be, your car with your boot open and your equipment in the back. I thought it'd be nice to do like I was just going to do like a first place. That's a smart build, and it's not going to be whoever's got the most expensive build, because that means whoever's got the most money wins. It's going to be like whoever's got the maybe most efficient, or maybe neatest or clever build, or just like they've taken pride in it. Everything's tidy, it's neat, everything's where it's supposed to be. I don't know what stipulation's going to be, but I'd suggested just like a first place.
Clean.
Just clean.
Let's start with clean. The amount of these people, your listeners, people on the chat that have cleaning equipment and keep the back of their vans like a teenage boy's bedroom is horrendous. So we'll start with clean.
Okay.
Then organised. Then we'll look at things like the neatness of the build and maybe the intricacies, or maybe there's something neat that they've done that they've made special, or I don't know, made good use of the space by having the reel hung from the roof with a kind of bracket, Something like that.
It might just be like one thing. It might just be one little thing that grabs the judge's eye, whoever the judge is going to be on the day, and they think, I like that. I can see you put some thought into that.
Yeah, and any van as well. So the question was, can it be window cleaning vans as well? It's rate your build of your vans, bring your equipment along.
Yeah, it's
window cleaning jet.
Not just pressure washing. It's whatever you've got. Just bring it.
The outside of the van will need to be cleaned too, preferably valeted, ceramic coated, detailed underneath the wheel arches.
You're not going to make me clean my van, are you? I haven't cleaned my van in weeks.
We're going to make you put the ladder straight on the back. That'll be the first thing you'll have to do.
How dare you? How dare you? Talk about my wonky ladder. So this Rate My Build winner, what are they going to win?
Vouchers. How much are we going to give, Jakey? What we're going to give? How much do you think?
I ain't giving nothing. What are you going to give?
What did we write on the form last night?
I've got £100 voucher, but then you started to... But
whoa! Hold on a minute. I thought I said a tenner. How much?
But then you said second place, third place. I was just thinking one person, but you're on about... I remember the figure that came out of your mouth, and I thought that's too much. Don't give them that.
Now let's start with 100 quid for. Oh God! Wait there, I've got to stop. Somebody's mentioned veggies in the chat.
Okay, I thought this was going to be a sausage fest.
Right. Let's just wait. You say it, Jake. I'm not going to say it. Say it.
No, I can't. I can't repeat what you said last night.
If you want veggie sausages, you'll have to bring them yourself, cook them yourself, and eat them on the other side of the car park.
Should we make a coned area with cones and barrier tape? That's where the vegans have got to go.
I thought you were going to write "not vegan friendly" on the bottom of the poster.
You're doing all the Photoshop work. You're doing all the marketing. So
right, yeah. Let's do 100 quid in the chat. So it's going to be worth cleaning your vans
for first place. Well, is it going to be a first, second, third, or just one?
No, let's do a first, second, and third. Assuming 3 vans turn up, and it doesn't have to be PWS van number 1 for their money, PWS van number 2 for their money, PWS van number 3 for their money, and Jake comes in 4th place with his van.
So what's second place?
What did we write on the sheet last night?
We didn't. I just put £100 voucher because you started out at 250. I was like, all right.
But then I realised I was buying the sausages as well.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh.
By the way, I'm contributing nothing to this. This is all Darren. I reckon.
Wait till you see this bill.
I reckon £100 voucher for first, £50 for second, 25 for third.
Okay. And what I'll do with that is I'll cover the cost either with us at PWS, or you can have the Pro Grip stuff. Either or. Choose Pro Grip because then Daniel has to throw in as well. Shh.
Speaking of Pro Grip's going to be there.
Does that lead us nicely on to?
I got to the bottom of that section in the list, so we can move on now if you like.
Mr. A would like to know what he stumbled upon.
Who?
Oh, hold on. We've got 3 vegans now said they're not coming. Jesus Christ.
How have we got 3 vegans in this chat? That's crazy.
Are they really vegans?
Darren, I need a wee. Can you answer some questions while I go to the toilet, please?
Not if it's... I don't know anything about being a vegan. So leave me on that.
You're going to have to just go off of your full meat experience.
You sound very experienced with meat.
I'll be back in a sec.
On that note, Jake runs off to play with his meat. Oh, Wayne. I tell you what, if you're going to come, I'll buy some of those Linda McCartney bloody cardboard sausages. Do you know what I mean? Right, shall we hijack Jake's stream? It's on the 12th of October, which is not this Saturday. It is next Saturday. So let's do some questions while Jake's run off. How far up do I need to go? Far up. I see you've all suitably ripped Jake for buying us some up. That was nicely done. What we got here? How much is a service on your A4? Depending on how much you want done on it. Turbo tap. So anything from 80 to 150 quid, depending on what we need to do. Do we sell roof cleaning kits? All of it. But I don't sell them as bundled together items. You work out what pole you want, you tell me how long it is, and we gather all the bits up to make it done. We've got a couple of people asking about services. Jake did what time it'll start? About 10 o'clock.
Yeah, did I forget to say that? 10 till about 2 on
10 till about 2.
Saturday the 12th of October. Join the Facebook page.
And Smart Seal asking about a smart exterior, asking about a service. Covered about the window cleaning van taking part. H&N, how you know what the back of his van looks like. Of his boy's bedroom. Clean it the day before. Jake's on to a winner, the only person who can efficiently clean the Leaning Tower of Pisa off his van ladder.
I can't believe you've said that.
I can't believe you screwed up.
The abuse I've had for this ladder, and meanwhile it's working perfectly fine. Just because it's a little bit wonky, aren't we all? Aren't we all a little bit bent?
Speak for yourself. Oh, this conversation's really gone down the pan now, Jake. I can't believe you've gone there. Next, you're going to be having a bloody rainbow background. Jesus Christ, mate! Aren't we all just a little bit bent?
Right.
I've heard on the grapevine today that you've started to ruin your reputation on social media.
I thought, what do you mean?
And I think by saying things like that, you're now going to be ruining your YouTube reputation.
What's my reputation on social media? Who you been talking to?
I got told about something that just gossip in the shop today. We'll get to that at the end.
About me?
People in the chat. People in the chat, when we get to the end, remind me to tell Jacob about the gossip. So let's get to the end of Sausage Fest, and then we'll tell him the gossip.
You can't do that to me.
So, Jamie, let's...
Don't just breeze past that. What are you doing?
Straight the way through. Go on. Can we deliver to the Republic of Ireland? Yes. Can you guys maybe reconcile on what was talked about so far? So do you want to run down your list really quickly?
I'll run down it.
So far, what?
3 sausages.
Hold on. Whoa, Jake, lead in.
Oh, sorry.
Sausage, 12th of October at PWS, 10 a.m. Be there or be square. We've got going on the day.
Mainly a social gathering. Nothing to do with trying to make money. It's just a social event where we're all going to meet and greet and do all that nice stuff. We're going to have breakfast, free sausage sandwiches, free unlimited tea and coffee, exclusive discounts for visitors only that you won't find online, free hands-on time with professional equipment, just to see if you like it or not. How to service your machine guide with Sonia, live demonstration. We're going to give away a free service. Rate my build. So you're all going to bring your vans and your equipment and your setups and whatever. It's going to be like a cars and coffee event. So it's going to be like a judged. Who's got the? I don't know how to explain that bit. It's like who's got the nicest build, not the most expensive, not the most extravagant, but like we've yet to figure out the judging factors on that. £100 voucher for first place, £50 voucher for second place, £25 voucher for third place. And that moves us nicely on to ProGrip. ProGrip's going to be there as well, obviously. Darren and Daniel, partners in crime. Exclusive discounts for visitors. Have you spoken to Daniel about this yet?
I just dropped him a message on WhatsApp and told him what was happening.
Okay. And you're going to have like a see how it's made. So you can see live how ProGrip make their stock, which I think is cool. And then we've also, well, I don't know if you want to talk on that anymore, or should we move on to the next thing?
We do. Pro-grip stuff should be cool. I think you're right. I think it's interesting somehow to see how these products are made. It's going to be nice to speak to Daniel to maybe talk him through some things that maybe we're missing that we can make for you. So little things that you could have done for your van. So it'd be nice to be able to relay or show him what would be, what would be useful. So I think having the hands-on and meeting a guy in that kind of environment, it's, and it also, with it being an extra casual environment as well, there's less pressure, isn't there, when you speak to people?
Yeah.
Sometimes you meet people at a show or do business to business. It's a bit like you sometimes feel pressured and never say what you want to say, whereas in this sort of nice, casual, social environment, you'll be able to sort of go, hey, up, nip across to me van.
Yeah.
I've got the thing and I want to try and fasten it to the wall. And you know what? I can't be the only person that needs to fasten this up because it keeps dropping on the floor or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And being there with your kit and just be able to take him and walk across to what you want to do, or any of us over the jet washes for that matter as well. Do you know what I mean? Or you with your social media and whatnot. It'll be nice to. It'll just be nice to be able to spend that extra little bit of time with the people.
Yeah, I actually need to. I had some of the early vacuum pole holders, and I think you've made some improvements to them. And unfortunately, my buffer tank fell over in the back of the van because I went around a corner too fast, and it took out like the bottom row of my vacuum pole holders. So the whole bottom row of my, I think there's like 2 or 3 that have just snapped, so they won't hold them in anymore. So I need to get them replaced.
Recap. How did your fastened-in buffer tank move?
Oh, it was a wheelie bin. It's a free roaming wheelie bin, and it does what it likes in the back of the van. It's an empty wheelie bin. It's not got anything in it, but it kind of is. It lives it lives its own life in the back of the van, and I like to give it a small area that it can. It's like a dog.
It's not a dog.
It's like a dog.
It's not a dog. It's not a dog. Not only has there been gossip, but now you're losing credibility for not fastening your wheelie bin in the back of your van now.
I just don't like to restrict it, that's all. I don't want to put a leash on my wheelie bin.
He thinks you should buy some Rachel straps. I think he means ratchet straps.
Some Rachel from Friends straps.
I don't think Mrs. Jake will approve of you strapping Rachel in the back of your van.
You've got to tell me about this gossip now, because that's going to wind. I can't stop thinking about it.
Jake, have you not seen how Matt Armstrong keeps his listeners on the videos, right? You have to announce the plot, set out the hook, deliver it at the end.
It's better be worth the payoff. It better be some good gossip. I hope it's not, but it better be.
I saw it and I heard about it and I was like, okay.
Don't do this to me, you knob.
Not me. Oh.
You know how difficult it is putting videos out every week for thousands of people to point and criticise.
Oh, whoa. Hundreds.
It's you cheeky bastard.
Oh, I'm having a good time tonight. Oh, this is good. I've missed this, Jake.
I'm not having a good time.
I've missed it. Some boy grows brutal. Saying the things you want to say in chat, but to your face.
Rang up PWS this morning and Big Ron was wild. So,
oh man, right, focus. So anyway, so ProGrip, yeah, it'll be good to meet ProGrip.
Yeah, and Daniel's just lovely. Every time I've met him, he's just been I kind of want to put my arm around him, but I don't want to make him uncomfortable. Seems like the sort of guy you want to. You've made a good friend out of Daniel, haven't you?
Yeah. We had a. Since we're talking about program, let's just go off for a couple of minutes. We had what started as a relationship of business convenience. We both were very beneficial to each other, so that's how the relationship started. We were friends with benefits.
I was going to say that sounds a bit dodgy.
No, it was a mutually financially beneficial relationship to start off with. And we started nearly as complete strangers. Daniel was a customer of mine. It was a very strange experience having a partner that I literally, when we first got into the deal, didn't even know where he lived. Couldn't even tell you about his home life. And now we're really good friends. I translate for him regular. He likes the fact that when we go places, I announce to all of my English-speaking friends, you'll have to excuse Daniel, he doesn't speak English. You have to speak very slowly around him. Then he'll come across going, oh, and I'll be like, oh, steady on, Borat. You know what I mean?
He speaks great English.
I know he does, but that's not the piss take, is it?
Sorry, that went straight over my head.
Yeah. So I'll either introduce him as Daniel's son or my very own Johnny Foreigner. And of course, that gets everybody then having a laugh and good fun. But no, we've become really good friends. And recently, we've just started Fitness Friday. So anybody local on the chat to Staffordshire that wants to come with, I should really challenge you and Jakey boy to come and take on me and Daniel's son. Badminton on a Friday night.
I'll do swimming. I ain't doing badminton.
No, come badminton. I've been teaching Daniel's son how to play badminton. I will wallop you.
Me and Jakey have been getting absolutely owned by the little old ladies at the swimming pool on Tuesday mornings. Their stamina is unreal, and they're
just back up on what.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Move on. What was you talking about?
Hopefully, know that you let little old ladies own you on a Saturday morning. They've got incredible stamina.
There's a lady that won't take no for an answer. She keeps offering me her goggles, and I say, look, I don't want to wear goggles because they're uncomfortable and I'd prefer to just swim without them. And she says, I've got a pair in my locker you can have. I said, honestly, I'm fine. And she goes,
so this is your innuendo, but you like to not wear a glove. The goggles is a glove.
No.
And the old lady wants you to put something on and you're saying you prefer to go without. Is that what you're saying?
She's about 80 years old and she says, you really must wear goggles. It'll make you swim better. And no matter how many times I say no, she gets out the pool, goes to her locker, and goes and gets me this pair of goggles. And now I've got to spend the next hour wearing some old lady's goggles. And she's lovely.
She's just trying to get into the locker. I agree. There'll be unisex changing rooms. Jake will be there. Oh, can you reach your back with the soap?
Let's move on.
It
was going to be worse. I was going to say we're getting absolutely smashed by these old ladies every Tuesday morning, but I thought that was worse. I course corrected, but it came out even worse.
Oh, I'm so glad I had that Budweiser before we started. In fact, in a minute, I'm going to go and I've been with my Nancy, my youngest. She suffers quite bad with anxiety, and she isn't very brave. But on holiday, she mentioned that she would like to try I was on Mythos when I was on holiday in Greece. So she decided she likes Mythos. She was around the pool slurping my 12-year-old. She was coming having a good slurp out of my glass. So now she's decided that...
Okay, because for those who don't know what Mythos is, like me...
It's a lager.
Right, okay, because that could have took a different turn.
Basically, she's agreed to try drinks from around the world. So wherever we go now, she has a slurp of whatever we're having. So Saturday, for example, we went to a Brazilian place in Liverpool, and we had a local Brazilian beer. I don't even know what it was called. And she gave that a try. Yeah, earlier on tonight, she tried Budweiser for the first time. She's only 12. Good slurp, won't hurt. I think it's good training. She's working out what she likes when she's older.
My son keeps having like a sip of wine or a sip of a beer, and sort of my face didn't even change. And it's like, yeah, you clearly don't like it.
It's healthy because my folks were dead against it and alcohol, and I think you can have a bad relationship with it. But anyway, different story.
Yeah. Another exciting guest who confirmed last night, Connor from CB Figures will be joining us at Sausage Fest to offer some accounting advice. I haven't asked him if he wants to offer accounting advice, but I'm assuming that's what he's going to do. So,
I think it's implied.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think if you invite an accountant to a gig, they're going to offer accountancy advice. I wonder if Connor's going to bring his van to be rated.
Ooh, I don't know. But that would be a good opportunity because Connor, if you guys haven't seen in any of my previous live streams, we did a bit of an interview. Connor is an accountant that also owns an exterior cleaning business, so it's extremely relevant to our industry, and I think it's very valuable. Just even being able to ask him some questions for a couple of minutes, I think it's very valuable. So it'd be cool to see him there.
Yeah, I think that works.
We've also got an unconfirmed. I've spoke to Julia again this morning, potentially.
She's not committing like the old ladies.
She needs to get a few things in place first, but she said if she can come, she will. So that would be cool if Gutter Vacuum Systems can potentially arrive with some kit for people to try out and some discounts, maybe. Who knows? I'm speaking out of turn because she hasn't said yes. So
no, we can't write that on the form yet. Do you know what I mean? Until it's confirmed.
It's on my list, but
I'm hoping to have either the guys from Ultimate Access there with some cherry pickers type stuff for us to have a go in, or a access platform company to come and join us. So it's going to be a really good day to come and. So basically, this is the pre-expo expo. No, it's not meant to be a sales pitch. This is meant to be come and have a touch and a feel of the kit.
Oh.
Your mind's gone. How much have you had to drink tonight, Jake?
I've had one coffee, I can assure you.
That's what the problem is. You're not quite as quick-witted when you've had a drink.
I'm overtired, and I've had one coffee, and it's a recipe for me just being a little bit...
Your ADHD's kicking in. Can't focus.
Oh, Pressure Fest. That's a good name. Pressure Fest.
Oh, it's too serious.
Yeah, it is. But
it's meant to be for us guys that have all those that think it's the innuendo is funny. That's kind of what the day is meant to be like. It's meant to be a bit of fun. It's not meant to be serious. Yes, I'll open up the shop so you can buy some stuff if you want. I'll do some discounts, but I genuinely, from my side, I genuinely don't want it to be about that. Do you know what I mean? It's just convenient that my place has got a reasonable sized car park that we can invade.
Well, my argument, I actually proposed it to Darren because I said, well, if I was going to some sort of meet like this to a supplier's shop, I'd want to be able to buy stuff and I'd want there to be discounts. So I said, I think it's a missed opportunity if you don't, because that's what I'd want if I was visiting somewhere like that. And also, yeah, like Matt says, if this can be a year, if the first one's good, this could potentially grow and become a yearly thing. And it's like the back end. I mean, it's not the back end of. I suppose it is the back end of pressure washing season. And again, like a nice opportunity for you to pre-order some stock ready for the new year, so you can spend the winter saving up and whatever. But I think when's the expo? That's been moved now to like a 2-day event in. Is it March, April?
Yeah, March, April time. The expo. Basically, this time of the year, nobody really commits, or traditionally, from this sector, nobody commits on big new equipment because their year, as the nights draw in and it gets colder, the jobs become a bit smaller jobs traditionally, and like you might switch to gutter cleaning or other stuff. So I'm not saying you end up in a survival mode, but you don't go out making your big purchase. Your big purchases you normally are at the start of the season.
Unless it's like you say, unless it's a good to vacuum, which I think is why it would be good if Julia could bring some bits, because I think it'd be a good little opportunity to set some people up for winter.
Yeah, don't normally open up on a Saturday.
So it's a nice time of year where you've got the cleaning expo at the start of the year, and then Smelts Sausage Fest at PWS sort of later on in the year. I think it's perfect timing, really.
We're not trying to set up some kind of expo. It's not meant to be that kind of thing. You know.
What else is there, though? What else is there to look forward to in the exterior cleaning space?
Well, there was a Christmas party last year.
Pure Seal.
I got invited like the day before, I think, or on the day.
Did you go?
I did. I went with Sid.
Oh yeah.
Because Sid's local to me, so I scared the crap out of him. I took him in the Mazda.
You're talking about it like it's some sort of supercharged monster, but do you mean it's quite quick around the corners, isn't it? I suppose.
Have you not seen videos of me on track, Jake?
Have you seen videos of me on track?
They're nowhere near as scary as my videos.
You haven't seen me drifting a supercharged Lexus IS200.
Let's see it. Prove it. I'm going to go and get me Sam Nagal. Back in a moment.
I don't think I've actually got any videos of it.
Cue it up and prove it.
And a 350Z. I did a 350Z as well. The Lexus was mine, but the 350Z was just like a drift day that I did. I also took my Reliant Scimitar around a track, which was fun. I've done a rally day. I've done a few different track things. I've drag racing. I drag raced my IS200. I beat my supercharged IS200. I beat a new Subaru. You know the short stubby Subarus. I beat one of them, which I thought was a bit of a win.
See this video then, Jake.
I can't find it. I haven't got it.
It didn't happen. It's like that girl you lost your virginity to on holiday when you were 13 that was 25 and fit. There's no pictures. It didn't happen.
Never even mentioned that. That's not my story. That's someone else's. I have an IS200 sat on the drive. Need to sort out the engine. Oh, funny story about my IS200. I've got a picture of it somewhere. It was a nice car. I sold it to a young lad who had a Lupo. So this was his second car. A supercharged IS200 was his second car. And he crashed it. Literally a week after I sold it to him, he writ it off. This was me in my little MX-5 that I took the shell off.
Oh, I forgot you were a car person.
There's one of my Scimitars. There's one of the other Scimitars. There she is. Oh.
So that red one.
Yeah, the convertible SST.
So you could get them with a Blackbird turbo engine in 1.8.
That's what it had.
Blackbird turbo. They were a thing.
Wasn't it a Bluebird?
Bluebird. Sorry, not Blackbird. Bluebird turbo.
That's what it had. It was a beast. That's one of Sophie's BMWs.
So it's my birthday on Friday. I want to buy myself a new car, and Sonia's not playing ball with me.
What car?
What car would I like, or what car can I afford?
What car would you like?
McLaren.
Which one?
Something like a 570. It's one of the baby ones.
How'd you spell McLaren?
MC. Al. Just one C.
Would you fit in that, honestly? Like, they're small cars, aren't they?
I have fit in one, Jake.
Right.
I would like one.
I don't know if I'd fit in like a small car like that because I'm 6'2".
Yeah. So a friend of we're doing a drive out this Saturday morning. Sunday morning. Me and a couple of the other Jet Wash lads that are local to this area. We're going up the Cat and Fiddle.
Oh, the old Cat and Fiddle.
The old Cat and Fiddle, then across Devil's Pass up by Lady Bower.
Never heard of it.
So at the moment, I've got my MX-5, which I really need to sell. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not my. I sold my lovely Porsche and I ended up in an MX-5. Do you know what I mean?
Bit of a downgrade. It is a bit of a downgrade, to be honest.
Because of family reasons, I've ended up with a camper van.
Mm-hmm.
I think my budget will stretch to an AMG C63.
They sound nice.
Lynn, Sausage Fest, 12th of October. So not this Saturday, Saturday after. If you want to come for a drive out with your car, next Sunday morning we'll be meeting around Junction 17. It's on my personal Facebook.
Here's my car collection. Oh, I lost it. I think. Oh, here we go. Here's my Lexus. I think that's smart. What do you think of that, Darren? I was quite happy with the way that turned out. Lowered on coilovers.
Are they 17s?
No, they're very small. I think they're 15s. They're too small. The bottom of the car was scrubbing on everything.
So if they were slightly bigger wheels, that looks neat. I like it.
Yeah, I think it might have been 15s actually, 16s actually. I can't remember, but the bottom used to scrape. I like the wind deflectors. I like the black polished. I think it's just nice. It's smart. I didn't do the supercharger conversion myself, but it was a cool car.
That's nice.
Look at these wheels that I tried on the Scimitar. They actually fit as well. I just never ended up putting tyres on it.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
Have you seen the wheels on a camper van?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, man, you're going to have a little Sammy.
Look at the wheels on my Sora. And then also we had a Rickman Ranger, which was...
You like stuff, don't you?
This was serial number 001001.
Yeah, they were nearly a kit car, weren't they, Dan?
Yeah, it was based on a Mark II Escort. And then this was our cool point when me and Sophie both had cool cars. She had the MR2. I had the Infiniti G35. It just said Skyline on the back. It's certainly not a Skyline, but people like to call them a Skyline. It's a Nissan 350Z with a different body on it.
Oh.
This was fun, this little Megane. Sounded good. Megane Sport.
Oh, yeah. Nothing beats a little bit of hot hatch. You're right, Matt. I do have to say. Probably, well, you see, Lee, my budget is the 6.2, but I've seen a C63 Estate, a 4-litre V8, with ceramic brakes that I would like.
4-litre V8.
It's the 6.2 is the ones I'm looking at the moment.
I worked spraying them in Woking for 10 years. Spraying what? What are we talking about? Oh, the AMGs.
Basically, I have a rule, Jake, and you know my rule on money.
On women?
Money.
Oh.
If it's a toy, being self-employed, do not finance your toys. If you must finance a van, that's fine. If you must finance your family car because you need to, that's okay. But if you're going to have a toy, do not ever finance your toys.
Ooh.
So that's what's under.
Can you explain the reasoning behind that? Because that's quite relevant to me at the moment.
It's your monthly, so you know when everything's going right, Jake. So right now, life's good. You know, Discord channels bringing you in $5,000 a month. Jakey boy's out there working another.
That's a lie, by the way. That is a lie. That's
getting you another $5-10 a month.
When you say this stuff, you drop in these little lies here and there. People might think there's some truth to it. That is an absolute lie.
You know the point I'm getting at, right?
Yeah.
When life's good, you're making a bit of money. You're like, you know what? I could afford £1,000 a month finance on a car.
There's no way I'd spend that.
Oh, hold on. But you could afford it. And you're thinking, ooh, what could I have with that? You know what? I could probably have $100,000 car. And I could put 10 grand in, pay £1,000 a month and have a 50 grand balloon payment in 4 years. And then decide whether I'm going to pay for it or sell the car to pay off the loan. Ooh, that's nice. Come here, Lamborghini Aventador or AMG or Range Rover SVR or whatever ticks your boat. And then what happens is winter comes and Jakey boy goes, summer comes and Jakey boy goes on the sick. You're having to pull all the way and pay his sick pay and your van breaks down, you knacker your engine, and yada yada, you spend money out of the bank, then a job goes wrong and you have to refund a customer, yakety yak. Suddenly, the end of the month's come and that £1,000, £1,500 that you had on finance a couple of months on the go with a little bit of bad luck is enough to go, shit, I'm going to have to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
So my ethos, and probably the only reason I've managed to last 20 years plus self-employed, is because when times have been good, I haven't gone out and financed all of the toys.
At what point are you allowed to flex then? At what point do you get to where you think, I can treat myself now? Or is it just at the point where you can afford it? You can literally... Someone said, I was watching this interview online, and someone said, if you can afford it twice, you can afford it.
So I brought my Porsche.
Yeah.
Brought it outright. And as luck would have it, I sold it in COVID and made money on it, weirdly. But it was a smart business choice. It was a smart choice. But I brought it. I think when you... which is why I'm looking at buying a 15, 20 grand car instead of a 50 grand car.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the second-hand market. I'm trying to tick the box on something that I really, really, really want, a proper supercar. Like, it won't make me happy. It won't change my life. And I probably won't fit in it very well. But I just want one to look at and to touch and to say that's mine. And, you know, and to know it's mine and to know it's there. I don't even want to drive it all that much. Well, I will want to drive it, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Turbo says, what car are you looking at? I've not got anything specific in mind.
I'm on the MX-5, Jake. Save me trading it in.
No, I'm good. The one car that I do want is a Jag XJ, but I've got no use for it. I just love the way this thing looks. It looks like a Bentley or something from the back. See those lights going over the back? I just love the look of that, and I think if you were to have that car, yeah, I don't even know if you can get them in manual, but you probably can't. It's probably just an auto. But
just have the V8 version.
Yeah,
SVR version.
Tinted, slightly lowered, some nice wheels on it, wind deflectors, nice exhaust.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
Going on.
Yeah, I've got no use for that car because it wouldn't be fun to drive. It'd be like I'm being driven around in a limo, but I'm the driver, and so that would be. But you can purchase one of them for less than 10 grand. You can get a good one for less than 10 grand. It's like, what a car for that money.
ULS charges with older vans. So I've seen controversially on Facebook today, not the stuff about Jake, but another topic, that somebody got around the ULEZ charges by taking the number plate off the front of the van, putting it in the front windscreen, slightly on the wonk so they're still displaying it, and the cameras can't pick it up and read it, so they didn't get charged for the ULEZ.
That's a good idea.
It's all the, like, by the way, YouTube, this isn't me. This is not my advice, right? But I saw it today.
Don't recommend it. I got charged 18 quid for going down the toll road the other day. I didn't know, because my geography's crap. I was going to help my friend Richard on a roof scrape.
Would you like to know how to beat the toll charge?
Took the wrong route.
Do I know how to beat the toll charge?
Presented my card. 18 quid. One way. Go on.
To beat the toll charge.
Go on.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
You have to arrive at the toll booths like at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Brake last minute so the front of your van dips like that as you go into the toll booth, and it charges you as a car. Something to do with measuring the height of the headlights. They're not ANPR.
There's no way that works, and there's no way you've ever tried it.
I go down the toll road many, many, many times, and I get as a car 8 out of 10 times. Then 1 or 2 times out of 10, I don't get down the toll road as a car. If you don't want to chance that, do you know the other way to get through the toll? And they flaming hate it because they ring you up and moan at you and send you letters. If when the car in front of you goes through, just follow it.
Get right up its arse so they can't see your number plate.
No, just follow it through. The barrier goes, and stays up.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And they go, your van's gone through the toll road without paying the toll.
Lee,
I'm like, well, that's possible. You've got barriers.
Lee says, there goes your buffer tank again. Breaking as I go through the toll. Hello.
Your buffer tank's flat against your bulkhead.
Do you want to say hi to Soph?
No.
How was swimming?
She hasn't been.
About to go.
What? It's a slippery slope to getting fat if you miss swimming.
She hasn't been in. This is the first time back in about 6 months, is it?
Long time.
It's not actually 6 months.
Probably is. I don't want to go.
Falling out of love.
I've been telling Darren about all the old ladies that I've been seeing on a Tuesday morning.
Reckon you.
Destroying me.
That wasn't quite the words he used. He said that the old ladies were smashing him. It's quite disgusting, really. And then he gave us some kind of innuendo of this goggles on, goggles off story, which I think he was trying to allude to the fact that Jake likes it natural.
No wonder he loves his Tuesdays to himself.
It's actually me and Jakey together.
Right.
With the old ladies.
So do you take Jakey swimming on a Tuesday morning?
I don't take him. He's a grown man. He can make his own way there.
Is that like your own version of Fitness Friday for me and Daniel?
Yeah. By the way, Sophie's coming to Sausage Fest, which we should make illegal. I don't think women should be allowed. But if
You asked me to.
Yeah, I know.
Sonia said she's going to put some socks in her pants so she feels at home.
Oh, you're slow.
It took me a while.
You are slow.
I'm so tired.
I'm slow.
He was just like... Right, I gotta go because I'm gonna be late.
All right.
Have a good night.
See you in a bizzle. Don't forget that McFlurry. Don't you dare forget that McFlurry.
You have a McDonald's every Monday night.
We haven't done it for a while because she was pretending that she was on a diet, and so I had to suffer at the same time.
I heard that.
Anyway. Have we covered Sausage Fest?
I think Sausage Fest. I think that was everything on the list.
Has anybody filled the form in yet? Asking what they'd like a discount. Because if they don't fill the form in, they're not going to get anything on discount.
I haven't checked the form, but what I will do, there's another. I can do a poll here. Add a poll.
And how are we going to decide who's going to get the service? Because there's only 2 people asked. And to be honest, they're both customers of mine that have had a discount in the past. So really, they should be paying full charge. Especially if... I know what we could do, Jake, with this service business.
All right.
We could get Sonia to do a how to service your machine, where they do the service on their own machine. We'll just supply the parts and the handover. Who wants that?
That's a nice idea. And you could even do 2 then. You could have 2 of them going at the same time.
She has said she wants to be off by just after midday.
Yeah. I'm going to do a poll. Who's coming Sozzy Fest?
What's to be a list? Be like 600 items.
I mean, this is quite a confined group of people, and there's probably people watching from all over the UK in this little stream. So there's we've got 8 votes already, 11 votes, 13 votes already. It's absolutely kicking off. 62% of people are coming. That's very cool already. Should I do another poll saying who hasn't signed up on the Facebook page?
Who thinks Jake should wear fancy dress? That's a good poll.
It's not going to happen.
What if viewers want it, Jake? What if your viewers want it?
I'm going to put another link in the chat for you guys to...
If you go on gov.org petition, we can petition to get Jake to wear a costume on the day.
You won't know until the week of it.
So Monday. Let's have a look.
Can you send updates throughout the day? As I can't be there, but I would love to know what's happening. I think I'm going to be live streaming the whole thing. So that's hopefully, if the quality's okay and if I can find somewhere to mount my camera, that should be like good for the people who can't make it. And then you'll see what you're missing out on. All those exclusive discounts and sausages.
Worst case scenario, Jake, what we could do is we could set my Ring cameras to live stream.
Can you do that?
We could just set up OBS to live stream the feed of the Ring cameras.
Oh, yeah.
Then look at what you could have won.
I think we can make it better than that.
No, I think we can too.
Who thinks you should invite Tuesday's gummy girls? That is terrible. That's awful.
Oh, do you think we should do anything about jet washers and stuff like that?
What now?
I feel like we've talked about all the old cars you used to have and how you like to get noshed off by grannies on a Tuesday. I just don't feel like we've
17 votes, 58% of people are coming. Yeah, I want to know what the gossip is on me, please. Because it's going to...
Is it late enough, 9:12?
Genuinely grating on me. Not that I care what people think, ordinarily.
This on the chat time. Somebody came into my shop and said, "Can you believe what Smounty Boy has said to ... on Facebook? They've had a right spat." But I never read the comments.
Mike Tomlinson? Is it from Mike? We had a little argument on Facebook. I won't deny it, but Specky's deleted the post. So no one can see that. It was a constructive conversation, I think, and there was some good inputs on there. And now that post has been deleted forever, and so no one can see it. So that's a shame.
Is this because you... Hold on. Does this work? We'll get the heartbeat going now. Build, make it a bit more dramatic. Can we feel the tension building? Did the argument start because you published a video where you didn't have a respirator on, and halfway through you went, I should really put this on. Have I done it on time? Have I made it?
You finally found a use for your stream deck. I'm proud of you. Well done.
Wait there. So this is one of the things we have to do. We have to bring the ball of shame. But I stuck up for you, Jake, and you know what I did say? Because they said, "Oh no," and then he put his mask on halfway through. I said,
"Wait, who spat whose dummy out?" Because I certainly didn't spit mine out.
What I did, can I explain how I defended you, Jake?
I don't need defending, but okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
I didn't defend you. What I said is one of the things that you're really good for, really good at, is if you make a mistake, you own it. And you own it thoroughly, and then you share that experience with everybody. And that is why you would never take the video down, because you share your mistakes and your journey and your learning experiences.
And then I took the video down.
Oh, no! No! What? What's wrong, Jake? No!
No, because in the video, it doesn't show me sharing my mistake. I mean, it does, because I didn't have a respirator on. I went, oops, I should be wearing a respirator. Grabbed it, gave one to Jakey. But then at the end of the video, I still didn't have a respirator on when I was cleaning out the sprayer. And so, I mean, I'm not going to talk about him. We had a conversation. It wasn't a very nice one. And then
you should go back up, and you should do a voice. You should add to the video and do a voiceover at the end, and you should own it.
That's a fantastic idea, because I've still got the video. This is why I save my videos on a hard drive, so I can use them again in the future. So I could just re-upload the video addressing the concern, and that way I don't have to film everything all over again next year and wait for like a dry day next year where I can do the ceiling. I can just voice over it and say, here's my mistake. Here's why I got into trouble. Here's why I got a telling off from another grown man. Yeah, I didn't spit my dummy out of the pram or out my mouth or whatever.
No, I didn't. No, I never suggested that. I just said that all I was told was a spat. I never read the spat. I never read it. I was told that there had been a spat, and that you wouldn't take the video down is what it was relayed. And I said exactly what I've just said on stream. That you own the mistake, you share them with everybody, and part of your Discord group is that you guys are all coming along on the journey together. That's your thing.
Yeah.
That's what you do, and you own it.
I don't like...
I'm like a knob now, so I'm not going to stick up for you again. You can knob off.
I don't like the back and forward arguing on Facebook and the bickering and stuff, so what I'd prefer to do is just have a conversation rather than an argument, and Facebook is not a good platform to have a conversation.
There are a handful of people on Facebook that are spoiling the industry. There are a few. There's a very influential person on Facebook, or would like to think is influential, who is trading as one business that the insolvency company says he can't trade as, and he's busy Billy Big Balling it to everybody about what they should and shouldn't be doing in their business when his actual business has gone under. But he keeps publishing as the same name, even though the insolvency company have told him not to.
Are you spreading gossip?
No, I'm not going to name him.
You love a bit of gossip, don't you? You're just as bad as them.
No, I don't go on arguing with people. I had to learn that. There's that other one that's just been posted in the chat. I don't really want to. He's a guy who has got pretty much the same experience as you, Jake, but will tell everybody what they are and are not doing wrong in a really forceful, I'm right, you're wrong, you need to do it this way, or you're an idiot approach.
Is that the same one that deleted my post?
I cannot confirm or deny.
I don't like this. I don't like talking about people when they're not here to like defend themselves. I don't think it's fair.
I don't. You're right. Let's move on. Facebook gossip. But what I'm getting at is there's a bunch of people that do this on Facebook, and it's not cool. I think that it's okay to go, you didn't do this or you didn't do that. And actually, talking about masks is relevant this week, isn't it? Somebody's going, oh, he has no like that. Yeah, none whatsoever. But yeah.
It's not an itchy ass. No, I was itching my foot. Like, my foot's there. I was sitting on my foot. Craig does nothing but come in here and just make me have to defend myself all the time.
A little bit, isn't they? Worms. That's from the dog. He mouth kisses his dog. That's what it is.
You can't help it when she's there all the time. You can mouth kiss her without. You just turn that way and it's like, oh my god.
I'm having some week. Sonia's mortified that the dog fell through.
Oh, you're not getting the dog.
No.
See you, Lee. Thanks for joining, mate.
See you, Lee. See you soon, mate. I saw some of your videos of you on a roof smashing it. I'm sure somebody would tell you should have a harness on.
On a roof?
Like mine. On a roof.
I'm on a roof on Wednesday.
Look forward to seeing all the PPE. To be fair, though, yes, at all, you can probably see onto a roof.
I realise that.
How does you get one of the Google forms for the Sausage Fest? I think you should reshare it.
Oh. There you go. I realised the other day we were on this bungalow roof, and when I climb up on my van to get the ladders off the top of the van, I was higher than I was when I was stood on the roof of the bungalow.
True story.
And it's a very, very shallow pitched roof. And we're doing a scrape, and we're scraping it by hand. And it's so, you get such better results doing it by hand than you do from a, if I was to use a tower on this same job, the roof wouldn't look half as good as it does. And I know it's not always sensible to stand on the roof, but on this occasion, it was brilliant. Look at that. Look at that for a result. We're only halfway through. We're going back on Wednesday.
Did you clean it as well, or just scrape?
Scrape, and then we're going to apply some biocide afterwards. And you can see
is that a chimney vent or a light tunnel?
It's a light. But it does have like a corrugated metal tube that goes down. So yeah, I think it's just for light above the kitchen.
Maybe the tube's like reflective and it helps reflect the light down the tube or something.
Yeah, but you can see I'm stood on the van taking this photo, and I'm taller than like the midsection of the roof, which is pretty crazy.
That was a good result, that is, isn't it?
Yeah, I was quite happy with it.
I had my roof cleaned if I had my solar panels on, but not because I wanted the roof cleaned on the house. It was because I wanted the roof fixing. And basically, the only way to tell if all the tiles were broken was to clean it and check it and inspect it. So I had it cleaned as part of the work that I'd done, which Chris did from Revival, Chris. He brought one of our compacts and he came down and he did it.
Oh, nice.
And I had him do dry virgin and fix the gutters. He sort of said, I'll do everything for you. And for me, I was looking for somebody who'd come and do all of it. I didn't want to call like a roofing man to do the tiles, and a man to do the gutters, and a dry virgin man to do the dry virgin. MI Sprinter for the tick, for the win.
You're going to have some, hopefully some towers, Sausage Fest, aren't you?
Yeah, that's the plan. Right, what else have we got? I'm feeling pretty good after a large bottle of Budweiser and a large San Miguel. I'm mixing now.
I'm glad you are. I'm not sure what I'm feeling at the moment. I'm tired but wired from the coffee. My back's hurting. This chair is not comfortable. I'm going to change my chair. Hang on. I've got worms, apparently.
Are you in your normal room?
I'm in my son's room, yeah. Have you got any, you know, the Alpha B, what's it going to be called? The Alpha B, the new one?
The B2.
The B2. When can we expect to see that? Because I'm quite interested in that. For personal reasons.
I've had 10 frames arrive.
Ooh.
Some of the Honda engines have arrived. Some of the Briggs engines have arrived, but the high Hyundais haven't turned up yet. So the super cheap ones are going to have the high Hyundai engine on. The next ones up are going to have a Briggs and Stratton.
Because as soon as that's live, I haven't mentioned this before, by the way. I think I'm going to be hosting an online store of all of my top picks of products that you can purchase through me. I think that's the next step, because people are constantly asking what equipment I use, what I recommend, all this stuff. So if I can just point them to my website and they can purchase it straight from there, I think that's a nice little solution rather than sending them here, there, and everywhere.
I think it's a smart move.
I've just got to find suppliers to work with me now. I think I found one.
To be honest, if you're going to start falling out with everybody on Facebook, you know, we'll be disassociating ourselves from you. And I've heard about the grannies on a Tuesday. Darren, have you put the 50 LP reels? I've seen 100 meter reels.
This is a good point, though, to be fair. I have a habit of saying things how it is and being too honest. And so I do end up upsetting people. And that's the problem with being on the internet and having some kind of exposure, I suppose.
I had it when I broke onto the social scene, I had exactly the same problem. I saw that other traders were doing stuff that any reputable jet wash company, like established Nilfisk, Karcher, main dealer, ourselves like PWSAS, all those types of companies, would have gone, what the hell are you selling that for? I came out and publicly started going, hey, what are you using that for? That's the wrong bit of kit for that job. But they were going, X, Y, and Z sold it me. And I'm like, well, did they even ask you what you were using it for? Because it's not suitable on this power supply, it's not good for this, yada, yada. And then, no, they're the best in the industry. So I was like, no, I don't think so. And I managed to rub everybody up the wrong way.
Well, as soon as you comment or challenge it, of course, the natural position is to get defensive instead of learning from stuff. Because I've got things to say, and I've said things in the past that I think are worth mentioning. And instead of learning from it, people tend to just get their backs up and go on the offensive.
And they do like to stick behind whoever it is that they think. And we've got people that will defend us to the hilt. You've just got me, Jake, sticking up for you.
It's a very cliquey industry, isn't it? I posted something the other day.
This sector is. I don't know why, but I'm used to going to a dealer conference and me and Ollie and the others getting drunk for the night and having fun.
Yeah.
And to be thrown into a room and constantly having did you know this trader said this about you? And did you know this has happened?
That's crazy.
And trying to pitch us up like it's some kind of battle royale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I find it really weird, really strange.
That ceiling video, I posted that onto one of the Facebook pages, and someone commented saying, "You're using Smart Seal. I don't even know what to say." It's like, please expand. I commented, like, what do you mean? And it's like, Pure Seal for the win. Pure Seal all the way. And it's like, hang on. I like Pure Seal too, but am I not allowed to use both? It's so cliquey. And I don't like that. If I use one supplier, it like I use yourself. I've had stuff from you in the past, and I'll also use Ollie over in Evesham, and I'll also use Rutland pumps and AC pressure washers. It doesn't bother me, and I don't favour anyone. I think we have this good relationship because we can do these live streams together, and I like what you're doing, and I think we can, we have a mutually beneficial relationship. But if you come out and did something questionable.
Yeah, other than our mutually beneficial relationship, you can knob off.
No, no. What I'm saying is, impartially, if you did something questionable or brought something out or did like a questionable like marketing practice or something, I'd call you out just the same as I'd call anyone out. I've got favourites in the industry because I can see the people that are doing things right, or what I consider to be right anyway. But some people think once you've found the one you like, everyone else is bad, and only that one's good, and that's just so stupid.
I just find it strange. I really do. I mean, I've been doing this longer than. So 2 of those companies you mentioned, I've been doing it longer than they've been operating combined. Right, so I've been and seen it all compared to what they've seen of this, and I'm like, I just don't get it. I really don't. There's enough work out there for everybody. There's no need to be nitpicking, talking people down. You're right. If somebody does something bad, like really bad, then it's right to be called out about it. It's right to go, you know what? You've decided to sell this product, and it shouldn't be.
What most people do is delete the comments and turn comments off. And it's like, okay, now we can't talk about it. Now no one is going to see that is an issue. It's like that. My post the other day, someone found an issue with my video, and now the post has been deleted. So now that issue hasn't been highlighted to anyone. And it's like, well, no one's going to learn from that now, even though I was in the wrong.
Yeah, too.
You are.
You've gone away and you've deleted the video too, so they made you feel like shit. So you deleted the video.
I'm impartial. Just because it's my content, it doesn't mean that I've got no relationship with. It sounds weird, but those videos that I post, I put them up and I forget about them, and hopefully they're well received. But if they're not, I've got no issue deleting them or doing whatever if I've done something wrong. But I think rather than delete them, I think it's good to be discussed instead.
I mean, wait till you do the thumbnail for this video now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did what with no respirator? Angry neighbour, 2 million views. The viral video from Smout. Do you know what I mean? It's going to have 10 times the views. That will be the one video that will get 5 views and will earn you £1 million.
The point is, though, why did Mike feel the need to go so hard? Because you have a big following. No, I think it's because of Darren's the news from Darren passing away. I think it was just very difficult timing because it was doing a very similar job, and so it was a very sensitive subject. And he then only just watched the video. I don't really want to talk about it because he's not here to say anything. But we had an exchange, and he was clearly quite passionate about it, which is great. But I like to communicate in a totally different way to that. I don't like doing all the Facebook drama stuff. But if someone's got an issue, I'm happy to discuss it nicely so others can learn from it. But I don't know. It's all drama, isn't it?
It's not good, mate.
I mean, you got to expect this to a certain degree when you're on the internet, I suppose. But
I've just stopped doing it on the other groups. I don't post anything controversial anymore. I will say what I think in my own group, and I'm 100% allow free speech in there. So I'm not. You'll also notice in that group I've invited all of my friends from the industry as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's dealers and traders in there. We all get on. There's no paid So if we're going to have a brief chat about Facebook groups in general, a couple of the bigger Facebook groups have got paid sponsorship in there, and they've got a bunch of people that respond when you ask a question, recommended equipment, because they're paid sponsors to do that.
I keep seeing adverts for leads and Google ads and stuff, which is getting tiresome. But
I just decided to step back from all of the groups, do my own thing, and my own little world, if you will, with our own little group is ticking along just nice.
yeah, it's the attitude though that the Facebook groups are good because they show the good and the bad, and people call you out on your bullshit, and they'll tell you when you're doing something wrong. It's just sometimes some people aren't very good at communicating, and the way you see people talking to each other and all the reactions you see, like laughing faces and hearts and thumbs up, it's just not a good place for like a conversation. But there's a lot to be learned from Facebook. Unfortunately, if you've got a group full of inexperienced members, which would be mine to a degree, I'd say I have sort of attracted a crowd of people like myself that have got limited experience and they're just getting into the industry. So you could get a habit of like an echo chamber of advice that's actually incorrect advice. And that's why I always tell people, like, take anything I say with a pinch of salt, because I'm not a professional. I've only been doing it for like 3.5 years now. And so what I say might be totally different to what someone else will tell you. You what?
You know, you've got to stop saying that.
What?
You've now got to become a professional in your field because you've been doing it long enough. You're nearly time served.
Say that again. What do you mean?
You just said, I'm not a professional. You've got to stop saying that bit because you're 3 years in now. You've time served. I assume you've done some of the courses to learn about your chemical products.
Yeah, I've done the Pure Seal course, yeah.
Right? You are trained and a professional in your job.
Yeah, I think a certain level of experience gives you that professional title, though. Like, there's so much stuff I haven't done.
Yeah, but at what point, how many years would you say that you need to be trading for or doing a job before you consider a professional?
I'd say maybe 5 years.
So you think 2 more years?
I think 5 years, and once you've done everything, that's probably not a good measure, to be fair, because I'm thinking, like, I haven't even been on a cherry picker. I've only done a few commercial jobs. There's certain chemicals that I've never touched. Like, there's lots that I've still got to learn. And so for me to be in a position where I can offer people advice, it's like, hang on, I've got to caveat this with, I don't know everything that you're asking me, but I can give you a good shot at what I think is the answer. You know what I mean?
Right. The other thing I would argue about the professional statement is, do you earn a living from doing this?
True. Yeah, that is true.
That, by definition, is a professional.
Hang on.
We're going to check now who's got the best grasp of the English language.
Engaging in a specific activity as one's main paid occupation rather than as a pastime. A person engaged or qualified in a profession. So you can just be engaged in a profession and that makes you a professional. It's their main occupation rather than a pastime. A professional is a member of a profession or any person who works in a specific professional activity. The term also describes a standard of education and training to prepare members for the
the difference between you and a weekend warrior is what you've just written out there, what you've just read out there is the difference in definition between what you do and what a weekend warrior does.
I don't think that's enough, though. Oh, okay. I think I might be confusing the terms, though. Okay, what's expert? A person who's very knowledgeable or skillful. having involving a great deal of knowledge or skill in a particular area. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm getting professional and expert confused.
I'm trying to say, don't put yourself down so much.
Okay.
Because in the aspects that you've done, that you've got experience in, that you've done training in, these are the same people on the chat. If these guys do it as their job, they've done the training courses, and they earn a living from it. They've done the training courses. They know how to use the equipment and or been trained how to use the equipment. You are professional. You are an expert in your field.
I think it's less about the label and about me trying to be humble or whatever. It's more about making sure people know where they're getting their advice from. And if you're getting it from me, you've got to understand that I've only been doing it for 3.5 years. I think that's what I'm getting at more than...
I know. I'm just trying to say, I think you're being a bit hard on yourself with some of your terminology.
All right, noted. Thank you.
Throwing a bit of out your arse, Now's your time. Praise me. Praise me back.
So I would consider you an expert. 1,000 hours doing the same thing makes you an expert. There we go. I think
being an expert masturbator, then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 1,000 hours.
I think
and everybody else.
That's a lot of us. A lot of us in the chat.
Oh Lord. Have we done Sausage Fest?
Yeah, so as a reminder, Sausage Fest, Saturday the 12th of October. Please join the Facebook group and let us know if you're coming or not, because that's quite helpful.
Tuesday Gummy Girls.
You what?
As featuring the Tuesday Gummy Girls.
Gummy Girls. That's so funny. I can't find it on Facebook now. Has anyone got any questions for Darren in the chat? Any technical questions? Any business advice? Any anything that's been absolutely racking your brain, consuming your mind for the last couple of months that you haven't really had a format to ask? Something you can't really type in Google, something you don't really want to post on a Facebook page. Any questions for Darren?
Yeah, I can do 10 minutes of that. But if you need a cream for it, you're asking the wrong person.
A cream?
Oh, you are so slow tonight. You are so slow tonight, Jake. So slow.
We've had some more responses. It's gone from 16 to 23 people that are actually going. Look at that. It does work.
Since we've started talking about gossip on Facebook, they must be posting it around the group. Has gone from 50 people watching to 73.
I think that's what it is.
On Facebook, you're not going to believe what they're saying on Facebook. Quick, get on and watch the stream. Bit of controversy.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's a good question. Is the difference between 21 and 15 litre a minute just dick swinging, or does it make an actual difference?
David, you should attend Sausage Fest because Darren is planning on doing a side-by-side. 15 versus 21. What is all the hype about? And then you can try my 30 litre per minute machine as well if you want.
So, our most popular machine until recent years was a 15150. So think about that for a second, Jake. A 15150 was our most popular machine.
I don't know if 150 enough to do a block paved driveway, do you think?
150 is enough, and it would run off a tap. Most taps. All right? And that was enough. So, and this job, you've got to remember, predominantly was done by the traveller community until recent years. I think that's a fair statement, right? I don't think, I'm not being unkind to anybody in the chat. I'm not being unkind.
You reckon a larger proportion of people that
used to be
really?
Yeah, much. In our experience, anyway.
Where is the Willy sword fighting event at? Sorry.
So that was enough, right? And it will do the job. And it will do the job adequately. A 21.2 used to be for the more established people because, one, they could afford it. Two, they got better equipment. And three, they wanted to do the job faster. After 15 litres a minute and 150 bar, 200 bar, all you're buying to a certain degree is not a better cleaning effect. You're not getting a better cleaning performance. You're just making it faster. So you'll know from your first machine, once you've learned how the chemicals work, and once you've just used what products, how to use your equipment and what accessories to use, from your first machine to your big machine, your jobs are not necessarily any better quality of finish, but you're doing them much quicker and more efficiently.
There's a limit to how, once you've got a turbo nozzle on the surface and you've cleaned it, that is as clean as you're getting that surface unless you're using steam or chemicals. It's just a case of how fast you can clean that surface, that's all. So you're not getting like you say, you're not getting a better clean, it's just quicker.
Yeah, 1 second. Tracy, you're not invisible. What's happening at the Sausage Fest? Is that the question that you want answering? Jake, what's happening at the Sausage Fest, mate?
Should we pull up the list?
Pull up the list.
Tracy, by the way, we spent the whole first start of the stream talking about what's going on at Sausage Fest. You asked a question and then you're saying, hello, any answers? Am I invisible? Like, we are slowly going down the list, so don't worry too much. We're not going to miss you out. So it's going to be like a meet and greet, social event, rather than too much focus on like stands and buying stuff, but you will be able to purchase stuff at a discount, which I think makes it worthwhile for some people to actually travel the distance. There's going to be free sausage sandwiches, free unlimited tea and coffee, discounts for visitors, hands-on time with professional kit. So I'm going to have my van there with my equipment set up, ready to go with water, a tank full of water. People can have a play. Darren's going to have a couple of machines on the go so people can have a play, test it out, see what they think. Rate My Build competition, so people are going to bring their own equipment and their own rigs, vans, setups, and we're going to offer first, second, third place prizes for whoever's got the neatest, coolest, nicest, not most expensive necessarily, but something cool. Something cool, that should be that's the judging criteria, something cool.
Or if you dress it with sex toys and dildos and stuff like that. It's
okay.
ProGrip,
talking about sex toys, ProGrip's going to be there with exclusive discounts, and you can see how the products are made.
Bring in the orange wheelbarrow machine with you, Jake. If it doesn't fall over too much in the back of his van, yeah, bring that.
How dare you? I will be bringing that machine.
Bring it.
And it's very securely strapped in the back of the van, unlike my wheelie bin.
We just want to kick it and see how easy it falls over.
You best not criticise my machine on the day. I won't have it.
Well, I'm going to tip it over.
Imagine you just walking past and just... and you just like walk past. There you go. See that? There you go. Mine wouldn't have done that.
Oh, by the way, as we've stopped talking about Facebook, your viewers have now dropped 25 viewers.
I know. By the way, if anyone wouldn't mind, please hit the like button on the stream. It helps. You know what it does. CB Figures is going to be there, Connor, with his free accounting advice, which he doesn't know about yet, but he will be offering free accounting advice, hopefully. And we're hoping to get a yes from Gutter Vacuum Systems, although they haven't confirmed just yet, but that would be cool. And then Darren is going to try and get hold of a local tower hire company so you can see some scaffolding towers and stuff. It should be good. It's not the cleaning expo. It's just going to be a small breakfast meetup, like a car show, like a car meet, but with pressure washers instead. And you might get a few bargains on the day as well. That is Sausage Fest. Check out the Facebook page on Facebook.
Tracy, it's Stafford, ST180GA. 5 minutes off junction 14 of the M6.
I'll bring an orange axe.
Where were we at?
Can I buy a van for under £1,000 from you, Darren? I asked him the same thing. He said no.
Dauntless. Just do it, dude. Just come with a pile and let's have a chat.
What are you talking about?
Stuff. What are the difference between the FSCU SAL and the BE Whirlaway?
Oh, while you're doing that, I'm going to set up the giveaway for the free service while you're explaining that.
The dick swing, and the difference between mine and the Whirlaway is about 50 quid at the moment. I have gone through a period where I can't get my Whirlaway, and we've been doing the BE ones with our packs. Dave lives about 250 miles away. Come with a good-looking van, and at least you'll win your fuel money home. 280 bar, 15 litres a minute. Don't know if it's too much power-wise. Probably about the right balance. But if it hasn't got a gearbox and it's high speed, might give you a bit of white thing. You might get a tremor going down it. Let's have a look. 30 versus 21 versus 15 versus a Parker Brand 11. We won't even bother pulling the pull start on the Parker.
It's a good idea, though. Nice little idea for people to show what people can expect. The difference.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I haven't got anything that small at mine, but you're welcome to bring what you've got if you want to play some side by side. Jake's definitely going to bring the orange one that we can tip over.
How dare you?
I proper spat my brew out when I watched that video of it. I was like, yes.
Why does that make you happy? That's a terrible thing to admit to.
It's just like there's a learning moment for Jake there, and I, how can I? I don't want to slag your orange machine.
Yeah, I don't think you should.
I really like your orange machine, but it's well known that those with a single foot fall over and you fell for it. The sales pitch and everything.
There was no sales pitch. There was no sales pitch. I asked for a certain machine. They delivered.
I think, like a Robin Reliant, when you get like the wheels that go on the side, so when it tips over, it doesn't go all the way.
Yeah,
I reckon it's one of them.
Yeah.
Yes, I sell electric pressure washers, battery powered. The only ones I've got that are battery powered are the small Sealy ones that are suitable for cleaning like your boots, or like a mountain bike. Hooper's going to outwash anyone with his little beast. Now that sounds like a fun challenge. I'll get my wetsuit on, you get your wetsuit on, and we'll blast each other and we'll see who's standing afterwards. Sounds like a plan. Can I fit a Vibro X on your machine at Sausage Fest? I genuinely don't know what time I'm going to have, Richard, with everybody that's there. Maybe if you were really early in the morning, so arrange to come maybe before it started.
I don't think that's a good idea. You're going to be tied up with other stuff. I don't think that's a good idea. Son.
Chris is coming. John's coming. Sonia's coming. Ron's coming. Helen's coming. There's going to be Festus might be coming. There might be 6 of us from PWS there. Get Fit for Life. That's a fair old YouTube name, isn't it? Do you do PT? Need to pop up. Spoke to Sonia last week about my machine being mounted. Good choice. Get some wheels from Darren. I'm sure he could show off his welding skills. It would mean I'd have to get the grinder out and grind some of that orange off. And his face when he thought I was going to touch in his last machine with some green was a picture. Is Jake going to park his van on a couple of bricks on one side so his ladder looks straight? You so know we're going to do that. I'm going to get the trolley jack out and jack his van up so his ladder looks straight.
What's 5 minutes in seconds?
Well, it's 60 times 5, isn't it, Jake? So 360 seconds.
Thank you.
Is that right?
What's the key word going to be? What's the code that people have to type in the chat for a free service on your machine at Sausage Fest?
I got it wrong. I got it wrong.
300. You were so confident and cocky about that when you said it as well, you knob.
I know. Oh, such a knob.
You're like, it's 360 now. 360.
Oh, God. 5 times 6 is 3.
What's the key word going to be?
Sausage fest.
Sausage.
Sausage.
A free service. So only type sausage in the chat. Not yet. I haven't started yet. Only type sausage in the chat if you are coming to Sausage Fest and you have a machine that you'd like to have to receive a free service on. And I'm going to roll it. I'm going to re-roll it multiple times if people piss around. Cause right. I don't know how to do the keyword. Well, that's cool, isn't it? Settings, here we go. Okay, it's going to be exclamation mark sausage and go. You can now enter. I'm just gonna. I've put 5 minutes on it, which is how long, Darren?
300.
You can't enter. Why have you entered?
Trying to save myself some money. I'll service a customer's machine that's already in, and then charge you for it. Look, I'm number 1. I won.
No, that doesn't mean no.
I'm top of the list.
Right, we'll revisit this in the next few minutes. If you'd like a service on your machine, exclamation mark sausage, only if you're attending Sausage Fest. If you're not attending, don't bother. Okay?
And I think Sonia would like to show you how to service your own machine. We'll supply the bits.
Don't you know? I already know everything.
Do you?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm a know-it-all.
Shall we test that?
Go on.
Start with an easy one. What car was used in the Back to the Future series?
A DeLorean.
DeLorean, correct.
Next question, please.
What plane was used in the first Top Gun? Flown by the Americans.
Spitfire?
It's an F-14. Come on, Jakey boy. They talk about it in the second one.
I've never seen Top Gun. Next question.
You've what?
Next question,
Hello?
please.
One more time. I'm sorry.
Next question, please.
You've not seen Top Gun. Are you prepared to stand by that statement? You've not seen Top Gun. See, F-14. They know it. Look, they know it in the chat. They know it.
Oh, hello, girly.
Mummy's not even in bed.
Mummy's not here. She's swimming. I'll be 2 seconds.
Okay,
Do you want to come say hi to Darren? No, she hates you.
She doesn't hate me. She loves me.
I'll be back in a sec.
If connecting pressure washer and window cleaning water tank, just use the same outlet or 2 different ones. So we use the same outlet on the bottom of the tank, but we put a ball valve to shut off the window cleaning pump, so that the big pump on the jet wash doesn't drag like the seals and everything backwards down the window cleaning line. So we put an isolating valve between the two. Yes, Tracy, I have to say, I'm also disappointed that Jake's not seen the best movie ever made. Closely followed by the second best, which is Back to the Future. But Jake did correctly guess the DeLorean. What was the Single coolest feature about the DeLorean. There's two answers.
It had brushed stainless steel instead of paint.
Oh, good choice.
And it had gull-wing doors.
And that was the second one. Gull-wing doors. Get in. Trivia fact. Now I need to do more Top Gun questions.
Now I'd like some...
what is the call sign of the leading lady that Maverick boffs, who happens to be his teacher?
Boffs? Did you just describe...
intimately as a boffin?
We call it biffing.
Biffin, it's boffin up here.
No, can we not have Top Gun questions? I'd like some more, please. Some different subjects.
Oh, come on, they're coming in. The answers are coming in the YouTube now.
White wall tires. I don't think the DeLorean had white wall tires, did it?
Oh, it so did.
I thought that was Herbie or Minnie or whatever his name was.
No, they did white wall tires back in Back to the Future 2.
Oh right, my bad.
No,
not that I ever watched it.
Apologies. It wasn't Back to the Future 2. It was Back to the Future 1 when they went to 1955.
I never watched it.
And Back to the Future in 3. Was it in 3 as well? Back to the Future 3, they had the things. Yeah, call sign Charlie. Right. What was we saying, Jake?
Another question, please.
Another question. I don't know these questions off the top. I've run out of trivia. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking around in my room now to try and see something to jog my memory to try and find some trivia. Somebody's put Back to the Future 360. Thank you.
Ask me about your...
Can you produce the same machine as a DOF? Same as or like?
Or better or worse?
So, who wants some... What time are we on? 10 past 10. How many minutes in 5 hours? That's a good one. So let's talk DOFs. What is a DOF? Go, Jake.
I don't know what it stands for, but I have put a 5-hour timer on, you absolute moron. Oh God, we just can't get anything right tonight, can we?
Tell you what, leave our timer on and announce it next week.
Yeah. Is a DOF just a hot water machine?
So a DOF is...
Low pressure, hot water, steam.
Is a steam machine. So what they do is they use an oversized boiler and a really low flow pump to generate steam. So they use like 7 litres a minute, something like that. Reduce the flow to 30 bar, maybe a little bit more, and run it through a boiler. So, interesting fact.
Sorry, did you say 7 litres a minute? Did you say 30 bar?
Yeah, 30 to 30, maybe to 50 bar, running through the boiler really slowly.
Really?
And they generate this steam. So, interesting fact, the boiler that the DOFs use is exactly the same boiler I use in the Alpha builds. So if you want to replicate what the DOF does, all you have to do is use one of our Alpha boilers because they're readily available. Exactly the same boiler, the same manufacturer. And just reduce your flow of your machine down to 6, 7, 8 litres a minute. Reduce the pressure, turn the thermostat up. Zippity doodah. There's your steam cleaning machine.
I didn't know they were that low pressure and flow, to be fair.
A customer has been in, so I sold one last week. Our friends that you mentioned from another Facebook group had told somebody, under no circumstances should you buy Darren's boilers. Definitely don't buy one. You need a Mazzoni. And there's nothing wrong with Mazzoni boilers. It's the electrics that are shit on them. but the boilers themselves are really well made. So here we go. The problem with a DOF light machine won't be accepted. Yes, so that's the problem. So it's not accredited. All right. So there is an issue with that. But if you want to recreate the DOF effect for cleaning other stuff that's not required for accredited, then you can use a hot box and adjust your flow accordingly.
So certain buildings, to be able to clean them, they know that you need a specific machine, an accredited machine.
Yeah, so the DOF is accredited for some kind of heritage stoneworks, and that's why they get all of the sales. I don't understand it because the machine equipment itself can be built and retail for under $2,000, and they sell it for. So if you asked me to build something that was like a DOF, so the same, I can buy pretty much the same motor and pump. I have the same boiler. I can make you a frame that's similar. It would probably retail for about $2,000 plus VAT. So you read into that just how much you're having your nose skinned.
They do look cool though. Is it the VTUF DOF?
No.
What's the big VTUF? What's the VTUF one?
VTUFs are shit. VTUFs are entry level stuff.
What's the big VTUF steam cleaner?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that thing. What's that? Those look crazy, to be fair. They do look cool. Looks like something out of Robot Wars. Is that similar to a DOF?
No, nothing like.
Oh, sorry.
The other deal with the DOFs is they have to, because their accreditation, you can't turn them up past certain points. So they have to operate in that small window. There's a few people got a throw in for that, isn't they? The only thing I need to know, whoever chooses to win it, I just need to know what equipment you've got so I can make sure that we've got the bits in case it's a weird and wonderful. Yeah, VTUF just rebadge everything. So the VTUF was also sold. That machine that you sold was also sold as an Edge machine. So I can buy that machine with either Edge branding, no branding from Italy, or VTUF branding. And when we sold one or two of them because of our Edge accreditation, because they asked us to take a few of them. But in the hot water world, so in the market for those machines, if you're a haulier or a dairy or the sort of person that would use that type of machine, food factory, you wouldn't be buying a VTUF because they're right entry level, bottom feeder machines.
Right. Should we do this draw?
Do you want to draw now?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw 3 names. We'll obviously have a winner, and we'll have a second place and a third place. If for whatever reason the winner drops out, then at least we've got 2 backups. Does that sound fair, everyone?
Well, obviously I'm not going to drop out, so if I win, I'm tough shit.
You have not picked a winner. Pick a winner. Oh wait, I've got to end it first.
This is interesting.
Close entries. Pick a winner. Drum roll, please. Can we have your sound effects?
Yeah, wait there. No, that's inspirational.
No, that doesn't sound good on our end. It's like coming in and out. No, let's not bother. Right, ready? 3, 2, 1. First place winner is Richard White Lamb Garden Services. White Lamb, is that how you say that? Richard White Lamb? Congratulations, Richard. You've won a free service at Sausage Fest by Darren by Sonia from PWS. Richard, can you let us know in the chat, 1, are you actually coming? 2, what sort of machine and setup you have that you'd like to have serviced? Because my concern was, what if it's in the van? What if it's in a very messy van? How are you going to service that then? Huh? We can only just about hear those sound effects, so we're not getting the full.
Because we've swapped microphone, that microphone's cutting out the background noise. That microphone was really good.
Yeah.
So it wasn't actually playing the sounds over the. That's a bummer.
Yeah, it's a bummer. Richard is coming. Well done, Richard. Congratulations. Who is second place in case Richard decides not to turn up? Let's pick another. Wizard of Wash, exterior cleaning. Congratulations, you are second place. And third place, we have Homes Outdoor Maintenance. So if any of these people, Richard doesn't turn up, Wizard of Wash doesn't turn up, then Homes. Congratulations.
Neil, could you build me a machine that's the same spec as a Doffer thermal? Yes, Neil. It's a super short answer, mate.
Richard's got a Evolution 21 litre per minute Honda. That'll be nice and easy for you, wouldn't it?
We shall open up the lid of the bin. We shall put it in. And we shall get a nice green one. Give Richard a green one.
I mean, if you want to do that, I'm sure he'd love a new machine.
I'm only joking. Yeah, no, we'll get that serviced up for you. Not a problem. So you'll enjoy that.
So it needs to be there by at least 10:15, ready for half 10, because Sonia's going to be doing it from 10:30 till 11:30.
She's going to try not to make a mess all over the floor.
Are diesel pumps shit?
No, he's saying dual pumps.
Oh, sorry. Why did I read diesel pumps? I am really tired. What is going on?
Ask Jake if his machine falls over.
Dual pumps shit. What's dual pumps?
The people that bolted together your machine before it became orange. They made the frame for you.
Just the frame, though, because PWSAS did the rest.
They probably brought it from dual pumps as one and then took it apart, had the frame done, and then built it back up.
Okay.
That would be my guess.
But aren't all these machines, engines, pumps?
They're
they're interchangeable. They're generic machines from generic suppliers. And what sets, I think, someone like yourself apart is that you choose the bits that work and then customize it to your customers' preferences and needs. Rather than selling a generic setup, you sell something that's very specific to what someone actually needs.
Yeah, so for those that have not seen the chats before about the Evolution machines and stuff like that, there's a place where the pumps sit in the marketplace, and the Evolution machine is like a one step from the best machines you can buy. It's not the very best, it's one step down. So they're still very good. They're still miles and miles above anything that you might find from the company that's got a number 2 in the name. Miles better than that, because it's not Chinese, it's a proper Italian pump. So I don't like to talk down on them, but I also do like to recognise that they're not the pinnacle of the game.
Well, I think personally, from my limited experience, like I say, personally, I think it's the fixtures and fittings and the lance and the turbo nozzles and the couplings and the trigger, the hose, the reel. It's all the accessories that you don't tend to skimp out on. You like the big bulky fittings and stuff that's actually going to last, the triple O-ring stuff. I think those are the bits that actually make more difference than... Those are the things you notice day to day that are quality of life improvements.
I think we talk about that nearly every time we come on, the fact that having the right accessories and the right, like you say, couplings, and not adapting from one system to another, for example, one setup to another. So commit. So if you're going to have MIDI, for example, couplings, make sure that all your fittings are MIDI. Don't have a MIDI to 22 to maxi, and so on and so forth. Make sure that you stick to whichever ecosystem, whichever group that you're going to stick to, the best advice I can give you is stick to that one. Don't go for all the little adapters, which is easier than if you shop about.
Would you agree with the statement that you could have 3 similar engines of similar power outputs, 3 similar pumps of similar flow rate and pressure, and you probably won't notice the difference other than potential longevity and maintenance issues in the future? You're not going to notice a difference out of all of those different setups other than what they come paired up with accessories wise.
How easy it is to start, how easy it is to plug the hoses on, how easy it is to use.
You're not nothing power wise and pressure wise, you're probably not going to notice any difference, are you? Unless it's a significant upgrade. Can I have a Vibro X with my free service? God, he's pushing it now, isn't he? Richard, you don't get it if you don't ask, I suppose.
Interpump, the best pump.
No, he's avoided your question.
I haven't avoided it. I need to see, right, because having a Vibro X means fitting it to the frame. Send me some pictures.
Yes, he didn't even fit one to mine. I haven't even got a Vibro X from our Darren.
Yeah, but you run over 250 bar, don't you? So you can't have one.
No, 200 bar.
Is it 200 bar?
Yeah.
So are you saying the DOF machine is the same as a steam Karcher? Not quite. So a steam Karcher, you can't really run off a domestic supply because they're too big. They use a similar size boiler to a steam Karcher, but with a much, much, much smaller pump. And then they do a digital display to let you know that it's at temperature, so that when you're using it, you know when you should clean with it. The Vibro X, send us some pictures because we have to drill the frame. Let's see if we can do it. Interpump, the best pumps. You know what? I would have stood by that statement right up until a couple of years ago. I currently believe that the RW range from A&R is currently the best pump at this size. Are you taking pictures of, Jake?
I'm taking pictures of the people that have won the giveaway, just so I don't lose it if I close this window down.
Yeah. So again, so there's different pumps that are better at different sizes of equipment, but basically the best pumps you can buy on the market are either Interpump, A&R, or Comet. Any of the others are just pretenders. So they're your 3 big players. Any of the others are pretenders. And that's like straight from the horse's mouth. So your Karcher 745. Yeah, no. Yeah, WS202, good pump. Hawk, not one of the originals. Your 3 originals are your Comet, your Richard. I'm pulse pressure cleaning services now, by the way. Well, we'll sort that out when you come in, Richard. No big deal. Right, turbo tap. So yeah, Neil, back to your 745 question. So yeah, if you reduce the pressure, if you can feed it with enough electricity and turn the pressure down, your Karcher 745 would perform in the same way as a DOF. There is absolutely nothing special about the DOF. They just use pieces of equipment in a certain way to give a particular output, and they've managed to get that output accredited. Does that make sense, Jay?
Would you say that they've refined that particular machine to make it the best on the market? Is there something to be said for having this particular machine accredited and improved over the years? Do you know what I'm saying? Is it the best in its class or not?
Do you know what, right? I've looked at it, and a little bit of it is the accreditation that they've done stops you from you, Jake, you could make your machine perform exactly like a DOF with a boiler added to it. And what they've done with this accreditation is they've stopped you turning up and not running your machine in the wrong window because of lack of experience, if that makes sense.
I'm fascinated that the owners of these what they call heritage properties have the knowledge that, or get pointed in the right direction, that they need to have a specific professional with a specific piece of equipment to clean their building. Like
because they can't use it. They can't. What they've basically done is they've stopped margin of error, so you can't use the DOF in the wrong window. So they've fitted it with such a small pump.
I understand, but say I owned a heritage property and I wanted to get it cleaned. Surely I would just hire a contractor as normal to come and clean the heritage property. Who tells me that I need to hire someone that's got an accredited machine? Do you know what I mean? How does that conversation even happen?
I don't know that answer. In all honesty, I've seen that. I like the new DOFs. I got shown the new DOF the other day because I got asked if I can make one of our boilers perform in the same way, which I did and demonstrated to the customer. And they've sent me some pictures of their results, which are absolutely fantastic of them stripping paint. So let me see if I can send these to you.
Neil, what do you mean? Come on, Jake. Am I not getting it? Am I missing something? I don't know. Jake, wheels within wheels. I don't know what that means. Is it just a follow the money sort of thing? Is it red tape for the sake of red tape? Money? I don't know. Stop speaking in riddle and just tell me what you mean. Hold fire. Sorry?
Is your face just pinged?
I can pull her up.
So this was cleaned with one of our boilers.
That's a picture of your holiday. Oh, that's impressive. That is just steam.
Yeah, there's a before and after there.
Surely there's got to be some sort of paint stripper on there as well.
No, I believe that they've just steam cleaned it.
I was under the impression that you could only remove paint with either media blasting or some sort of paint stripper, and it's helpful if you combine it with steam.
I didn't. I'm sharing with you what a customer shared with me.
That's it. That's interesting, though.
They came up. They wanted me to prove They wanted to prove that we could make steam with my boiler because they previously brought one that began with W and had tech in it, and they were unable to make that steam in the way they wanted it to. And I'm going to defend the equipment here and just say that the equipment, there was nothing wrong with the equipment, and the equipment would have done it, but the people selling the equipment couldn't instruct the person how to make it work and give steam.
You don't have to take shots at other people in the industry all the time, do you? You can't help yourself. You can't help yourself.
I mean to take a shot. What I'm saying is that's how I ended up with the sale.
Well, you explained to me last time that actually the amount of people that are using steam cleaners that aren't actually producing steam because they don't understand that you have to turn everything down in order to actually produce.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, you have to back it off a little bit. Yeah.
Was that with a softener? I'd assume it would be. Hello, Liam. You right, mate? Daz, is that solar system enough to power the electric bits on the boiler, or will I have to run a Jenny?
Every single one of our compacts has the solar system on. Runs all day long.
I'm looking at hotels for Friday the 11th in Staffordshire. What's the closest hotel to the Mighty Sausage Fest? Mate, we're having people travelling the distance where they require a hotel.
Spitfire and go to the Golden Orient for you too.
Sorry, say that in English.
The Spitfire, it's the Premier Inn Spitfire, and then go to the Golden Orient, or you can eat Chinese for tea. And if I know that you're coming on the Friday night and you're going to the Golden Orient, I will come to the Golden Orient and have all you can eat Chinese with you.
Why aren't we doing that anyway? We should come up the night before.
Whatever you want to do.
How much is a hotel?
Don't know.
Can I come and sleep in your garage?
Well, you want to sleep in my office?
It's a garage.
My office is the garage. Where I'm sat right now is the garage at home.
Yeah, I'll sleep in your garage.
You can sleep in my camper if you want, Jakey.
Oh, you've got a camper?
You can sleep in my camper.
Oh, I wonder if we can get someone to look after the kids.
You know what's going to happen, right? We're all going to get absolutely ratted on the Friday night before the sausage fest. We're going to turn up with about 3 minutes to go. My bal's going to be there cooking bloody sausages for all of us, and we're going to be hungover to the max. And we're going to be about as social as not very nice people.
It sounds great, and it's a Chinese as well, is it?
Yeah. All you can eat. It's okay as well. Just don't do the chocolate fountain. The kids tend to lick the fingers and put it in.
Oh my God, we should do that. Or you can eat Chinese night before. You can come in a hotel room with me. 2 single beds. Dauntless. I've got Soph coming with me as well, so maybe you share with Soph and I'll have a single bed to myself.
I could just imagine. No, Soph will be on the bed. You know where you'd be in that room? You'd be on the floor, Jake. That's where you'd be. You'd be kicked out. Soph would have the bed. You'd be on the floor.
I wonder if Jakey wants to come. It's a Saturday, so he might not. He'll probably have rugby.
Are you not bringing... They don't do rugby on a Saturday. They do on a Sunday, rugby.
I actually went to see him. I was coming back from Stratford. We went shopping the other day, and we drove past his rugby club. The car park was absolutely rammed full. I thought, oh, Jakey plays here. He's probably playing right now, and we just pulled in, and we watched him play for half an hour.
Max's pictures. Max will tell you what he used. The Max is on the pictures that you shared.
There we go.
Max is on. See?
Max, did you use any kind of softener or chemical, or I'm assuming you didn't media blast, but I'm also assuming that you used some sort of paint stripper with that as well. Am I correct? And how difficult and messy was it? Is it an horrible job? Like, how long, that area there that you can see in the picture, how long did that take from start to finish to get that result? I'm quite interested. If you don't mind sharing, I know I'm demanding information from you. Sorry, that's a bit...
You don't have to tell him, Max. You can just stick your finger up in the chat and tell him to knob off.
No paint stripper, 4.5 hours. Well, that's why it took 4.5 hours, because you didn't use paint stripper. Surely. What, is that normal is that normal? Because that seems like a long time to me. You know what I mean? Does anyone...
A good result, though. Look at it.
Cracking result.
A cracking result, that is.
I would argue that you could have got a better result in those joints with some paint stripper, though. I'm just thinking, like, for me personally, the effort involved in spending 4.5 hours holding the lance, doing such a small area, could you not help yourself by getting some, like, Rapid Strip Pro from Pure Seal or something?
Yeah, so, well, think about the chat earlier. Surely there's got to be an upsell of having a chemical-free process.
True. 4.5 hours is not long at all. You don't need a paint stripper. I wonder how much... I'm not going to ask you, but I wonder how much money you can make on a job like that. Whether 4.5 hours would be worth... One, do you have petrol to run the machine and then diesel to run the boiler? Darren? Yeah. So there's time spent, there's fuel spent, and the amount of water you must go through. I know it's like low pressure, low bar, low flow, low pressure, but I don't know.
I think Max's job is not a jet washer. I think he's a brickworks company.
Right. You
So
don't.
Max mimics the DOF. So Max uses a Kranzol K7 electric machine, which is really low flow, low pressure, the same as basically it's the same machine that goes on the back of a DOF. And then he uses a boiler the same as basically what's on a DOF.
Right.
And a bit of experimentation with hose size to get the consistency of the type of the type. Max has been showing me some of his trials and tribulations with getting to the closest he can get to a DOF without spending £1 million on a DOF.
Yeah.
Because I think that, from what I understand with the chat with Max, that he uses this a handful of times a year for particular jobs that he comes to that he needs to for this type of thing, and it just worked perfectly. But I think he uses all customer electricity.
Yeah.
And customer.
So he's grinding out the joints afterwards and repointing them as well, which is so any of the white left in the joints doesn't matter. I do still think 4.5 hours is a long time to do that small section. And I wonder how much quicker you could do it if you were to pre-treat that with some like rapid strip or something. Have you ever used chemicals on there before? Have you ever used any kind of paint stripper? I wouldn't be any quicker with paint stripper, honestly. I've done this for years. But have you ever tried not paint stripper? Have you ever tried like... Because I've seen videos of people using like a rapid strip style product. And it literally just bubbles everything off of the surface, and then with the help of steam show me some good pictures. See, there's no paint left in those joints there on this image. Have you ever got results like that without needing to grind and repoint? Just by using steam? I wonder if you could potentially save yourself that process of having to grind and repoint if you were to use some sort of stripper at the same time. I don't know, we're going slightly off topic, but it's a cool thing to look at.
I think the DOF question is an interesting one that crops up all the time because of the cost of the machine and the claims of the machine. It comes up. I'm not knocking the DOF, by the way. I think it's a fantastic piece of kit. I personally feel that it's incredibly overpriced, but if they have the market cornered for it, it's supply versus demand. Why not scalp everybody? I personally wouldn't do it. But
well, if you've got an accredited machine, it's the only one in the country that can do that job, then you've got the monopoly, haven't you? You can do what you want.
But for those that want DOF-like effects, it can be achieved.
Yeah. Max, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Carry on, mate. I was going to say, Max, if you've posted your website, people can't post links. It might look like you've posted a link, but it won't show up to us on our end, unfortunately. Sorry. It needs grinding out and repointing because they have put a sand and cement in a solid 9-inch wall. So I will take out and replace with lime mortar. I've heard about lime mortar. Apparently that's much better than normal, isn't it? But you can't you like burn yourself from lime?
Reading between the lines, there's probably some kind of damp issue at the house. And they need to change the mortar type to stop the damp. I would say that's which is probably why Max has only stripped half the wall, because that might be where the damp's coming from at the bottom. I don't know.
Well, generally people paint exterior brick with the wrong type of paint, and that doesn't allow the brick to breathe then, as far as I'm aware. And so
there you go, look.
Plastic paint and sand cement. There you go.
Check me out.
And me. Should we wrap this thing up?
Actually, that was a good end. We may have dicked about talking about cars and Facebook trolls and all the rest of it. You know, this feed's had it all, but the last 15, 20 minutes has actually been quite an in-depth nice chat about one, the DOFs, and two, getting on with this. And your viewers are up and down, and some are going to bed. Some of these need to go to bed, and what's happened is their wives are just falling apart, so they've popped their earplug in, and they're just now busy reading and watching.
And Ben's just joined the chat as we're about to wrap things up, so that's cool. Sorry,
Hopefully
Ben.
Ben's going to the Sausage Fest.
Ben, are you coming Sausage Fest?
He's missed service.
Congratulations to the winners of the free service led by Sonia at PWS. We've got a couple of backups if all else fails.
Book the Spitfire in Stafford if you're doing the night before. Let me know if you are definitely coming to the Spitfire or staying local, and I will arrange for us to go to the all-you-can-eat Chinese the night before.
I'm actually really quite down for that. I'd have to see if we can get childcare, but that sounds like a great night, to be fair.
Well, I would have to bring my children. So how old is your child?
I've got a 4-year-old and a 10-year-old. I mean, they'd be great to bring, but it just means we've got to bring 2 cars because I can't fit everyone in the van. I'm most pleased with Darren's hot water system. Hands down, the kit we put together outperforms the competition who charged 10x. Nice. Right.
Sort out a service your own machine workshop. Right. Lastly, before I go, if there's a genuine desire for that, message me and I'll put a date. I'll make a day. We'll do a 10 till 4, and I'll do a junior course of how to service your kit and how to look after it, and we'll do it in the quiet season, ready for next year.
Or we could do a video for members only, maybe, or put it on a Patreon page for yourself or something, so that you can do like a workshop.
I'll video what we do, and then I'll share it with the people that do it. Do you know what I mean?
It means people even up and down the country don't have to travel to you, but they can follow a step-by-step video. But it's behind a paywall, so you're actually earning something from it, so it's worth doing for you. I don't know. Right. Sausage Fest is on Saturday morning, October the 12th, 10 o'clock till around about 2 o'clock. Sonia's going to be doing a service your machine with Sonia at 10:30. We've got free sausages, free unlimited tea and coffee, discounts for visitors. We've got ProGrip there. We've got Connor from CB Figures, accounting advice, potentially Gutter Vacuum Systems might be attending. We'll see. Rate My Build giveaway, £100 voucher for first place, £50 for second, £25 for third place. So bring your vans, bring your equipment, and let's show it off like a car meet. We'll have breakfast, we'll have a bit of fun, have a chat, and hopefully get some bargains if that's what you're after as well.
Circle the Google form until next Monday, and we'll close off at next Monday.
Let me link the Google form again in the chat. If you've got specific items that you'd like discounting, I'm posting the link to the form in the chat right now, so you can fill out this form, and Darren will be able to see, it's this form here, Darren will be able to see what your name is and which items you'd like to see discounted on the day from PWS or ProGrip potentially. Darren, thank you so much for joining me. That has been very fun.
Yeah, I think I like the bit about so for those that are just joining, you should rewind and watch the bit about the Gummy Girls. And that was an interesting part of the video. Covering the trolls on Facebook was interesting. Sausage Fest, of course, was interesting. We've had a good session of that. And then the last bit about DOFs.
I'm going to do Darren's donation. It was Instagram.
Oh yeah, how much did you put on the donation? 200 quid. Come on, have we not really got to 200 quid on that?
I've done 100. Darren's done 10. I already did 100 yesterday, so I'm not going to do it again. But here's the GoFundMe. I'm sure everyone knows by now. You met Darren, didn't you?
Did I meet Darren? We built his machine for him. So Darren brought a H. Let's talk about Darren for a minute, right? This guy was the absolute life and soul of the party. I'm so fucking sad. I'm swearing now, Jake. I apologise.
That's okay.
For you.
You're okay. Don't worry.
And I'm probably going to well up because I got to know Darren pretty well, actually, over the last year or two. And he came to us and he got a HCM Jetta machine. And he said, I would like you to make this look like one of your compacts. And I would like a boiler on it. And we adapted his HCM Jetta machine to look like one of our compacts. It had the boiler, he had the solar panels fitting, he had the lot. And Dan was a friend of all of the suppliers. So it wasn't like, he was definitely just my customer, he was just one of their customers, or just one of the others. And if ever you went out drinking with him, it was just hilarious. I mean, the guy was just full of so much energy and life. And I'd chat to him quite frequently. Not every week, but maybe every fortnight. We'd catch up, find out what was going on. And it's just really sad. As as the details have started to come out a little bit. I think it looks like he died at home, not actually on a job. From what I understand from a scene on Facebook today.
The article said otherwise, but I don't know.
So his parents posted that, it's not his parents, his wife posted that he died at home. So I thought he might have been emptying his van or doing something on his own house.
Oh, right.
So that's what the Facebook post said earlier on. It's just, I don't know. I think it shows that life's fragile, doesn't it?
It's a huge wake-up call.
Ignore the speculation about chemical. Ignore all of that. Knowing Darren's lifestyle, it could have just easily have been a heart attack, and chemicals just happened to be there. It didn't have to be. It didn't have to be anything terrible. And I'm not speculating at all. I think it's just really sad, and we should get behind Fergus. I'll do anything the lad wants. You know what I mean? If he needs anything from me to help him get on the road, or any advice, or just somebody to talk to, he can always pick up the phone. But right now, they need to. It's the hardest bit when somebody passes is that first 2-3 weeks before the funeral, and all everybody keeps asking you is, are you all right? Are you coping? Are you all right? It's sad, isn't it? Our condolences. And all you want to do is go, well, what do you expect? My dad or my mum or whoever's died. Of course I'm sad. Knob off, jockey. Do you know what I mean? And I think it's when I lost my mum, all I can say is I needed the support of my friends more at the 6, 8, 10, 12 week mark than I did at 2 weeks gone. You know what I mean? At the beginning, everybody wants to try and help you, and they soon forget. And actually, it doesn't sink in. It probably hasn't even hit home yet what's gone on. It'll be weeks before it finally settles in. And that's the point that we need to be there to support those, to support the family and everything else.
My mum said exactly the same. My mum lost her dad recently, my granddad, and she said exactly the same. She said she was almost living in denial for like the first couple of months because it was such a whirlwind, and she had so much occupied to keep her busy with making sure my nan was okay and sorting out all the bank stuff, and she was distracting herself with jobs. And then actually, like a couple of months down the line, she actually had time to sort of sit and think about it, and that's when it hit. And that's when it's those little quiet moments to yourself. I'm fortunate. I've never lost. Obviously I lost my granddad recently, but I've never. Sophie lost her dad a couple of years ago, and I couldn't even imagine. You know what I mean? It's
I'm lucky now, because what does happen is you can get to a point where you can talk about the people that have passed, and you can talk about them in a real positive way, and you don't get upset. So my mum's been passed a good while now. In fact, next year she's been past 10 years. And I can now talk about her quite fondly.
yeah,
And with a smile, and I can relive stories, and I don't get really upset I don't need somebody to help me get over it anymore. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel the need to share that. It's just nice to be able to talk about her and not be upset, and enjoy the memory of her.
mm-hmm.
And my folks would never talk about the dead, talk about how people do things differently. My folks had got this thing where, because they didn't want to face the embarrassment, I think it's the embarrassment of having the awkward conversation or risk upsetting the other person, they just used to ignore the dead. So when somebody was died, they were gone, and you'd never talk about it. That'd be it.
It's probably because everyone deals with it differently, and it's such a sensitive topic that you don't know what to say to people. I'm forever like, when So first lost her dad, it's like, what can I say or do to make any impact right now? So do I just not talk about it and pretend and just go on as normal, and just put, like, for her sake, not bring anything up, and just like, how do you even behave around that person that's just lost their parents? It's a difficult thing to navigate, I think.
Right. So I've tried to, in my family with my girls, we talk about the people that have passed and the animals that have passed regularly, and we do all the time, because I'm trying to normalise the fact that it's the circle of life. Mm-hmm. So if somebody's not stolen, so if somebody gets old and died, or an animal gets old and died, it's the circle of life. And although it's sad, we should be celebrating their life. We should be trying to find the fun.
Yeah, and look at what they've created around them.
So we did when our slightly different, but when our first dog Max passed. So Max was before Maverick. That was like Belle knew Max. She was only 18 months old, but she still knows of him. And we talk about him regularly to her. So all the way from her being 18 months old, we've talked about Max. We're still distraught over Maverick dying. We talk about Maverick. We talk about the grandparents that have died in between. We now talk about my mum. We hang a bauble on a Christmas tree for each person that's passed. And we definitely, I don't celebrate the days that people have died or post on FaceTube. Oh, thinking of you today, Nana. 10 years. I don't need to do that. I know some people do, but I don't. I don't need to do that. I'd rather talk about them semi-regularly for no reason other than I've just slipped on something. It reminded me of the time that my mum bent over and farted and slipped at the same time. I want to relive the same story, right? And I want to laugh just like you've laughed, right? I've done. You know what I mean? I've bent over and farted and gone, oh man, my mum did that. I remember the time my mum did just that exact thing. And or somebody will say something that was, my mum was famous, just like I can't do maths. My mum was famous for doing like stupid, like saying she'd get wrong.
Oh, so does that. So's great at that.
Yeah. So like Peter Kay, my mum was full of Peter Kay-isms. Turn the big light off. Mm. And I'll tell you this for free.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? All this kind of stuff. And one of the things my mum used to say is she was trying to say cat on hot bricks. Right? You're behaving like a cat on hot bricks.
Mm.
Right? But it kept coming out saying catalogue bricks. And you're not up there making all that noise. You're like a catalogue bricks. And I never, for years, she used to say this. and I never really. It wasn't until I was much older when I started to work out about the sayings and stuff that I realised that he got it completely wrong.
That's funny.
Like, completely.
Like,
you know, we all do stuff. I would like to go to Darren's funeral if it's open to people to go. I mean, he was even saved in my phone as sexy bastard. We used to bump into each other and go, "Come on, you big sexy bastard, give us a hug." And we give each other a hug and dick about, and you know what I mean. He wasn't my best mate. I knew him through work as an acquaintance, but I do feel like I'd like to go and pay my respects to the guy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do hope it wasn't a sinister death, in all honesty, and there's no controversy around it, because I wouldn't like that for the family to drag on and all the rest of it. It's hard enough as it is without it being tricky circumstances. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I hope that his kids and his missus can get to the point where I can about my mum and people that have passed, and laugh and celebrate the intricacies and the funniness of him.
I'd like to know more about him, because I've heard of what an absolute legend he was, but I don't think I ever met him. So it'd be cool if someone did I don't know, maybe an interview is insensitive, like a small I don't know, you know what I mean?
I wish I'd videoed him being up at mine, because it was just jokes galore. Honestly, he was just the funniest guy.
Yeah.
I just can't. Most people will know from the Pure Seal party.
Yeah.
That didn't know him. He was like the life and soul of that party. That, and he was absolutely blottoed. I think that helped him get along.
I'm gonna.
We should cut off. We don't want to end on a sad note, do we?
Say that again.
Play your advert, Jake. We don't want to end on a sad note.
Well, I'm gonna donate the £10 that was raised earlier. I'll do that off stream, but you'll see it appear if you look on the. I'm not going to do it now because you'll see me type in my bank details and stuff. But if you go onto the GoFundMe at some point, you'll see that I've donated that £10 from tonight. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm doing anything mischievous.
I will be donating a chunk to that. I just haven't. It's took me all. It's hit me a little bit weird. I've been avoiding talking about it particularly. I've had a couple of little health things go on recently, and it's made me think, you know what? That could have been me. You know?
Everyone kept asking me why I was a bit quiet last night. Like, I didn't even know the guy, and I just couldn't stop thinking about it all night last night.
Thinking that could have been me.
Yeah.
You know, and life's fragile. And, you know, I've struggled a little bit with it, and I suppose talking about it tonight is helping me a little bit. I'll face giving a donation over the next couple of days to help them out. That's going to be running on for time anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I hope no one. I hope no one thinks by us sort of discussing it, we're trying to make it about us. It's more.
No, I hope not. Yeah, definitely not. 100% not. I'm trying to sort of express that actually the family is going to need more support in my experience anyway. In 8 to 12 weeks time.
Once everything's once all the. I suppose there's a lot of adrenaline, a lot of things to sort out, a lot of people to talk to, and there's a lot going on within the first couple of weeks, isn't there?
Well, I would. Can you imagine trying to sort out? So if it's a limited company, and his wife wasn't a director, I don't know. I'm just saying if she wasn't, could you imagine the fuss of trying to release any money out of the accounts?
I was thinking if that was me, and Soph had to then take over the business or try and figure things out. She doesn't know any of my passwords to any of this sort of stuff. Everything is in my head. she'd have no way of accessing everything. So she's actually pushing me a little bit to. She's been mentioning life insurance for quite a while, and last night she said, "Right, after that, we should really look at it."
Yeah, I think there's something to be said for actually contingency planning.
Yeah,
you don't realise how precious life. I do genuinely hope that they have absolutely no trouble accessing the company stuff, and they don't have to wait for it to go to probate or that type of thing. I genuinely, and I mean that in the most sincere way. Do you know what I mean? Because he was young. There's every chance he might not even have had a will in place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you were just saying with Sophie. Now I couldn't get life insurance because of my heart op a few years ago. I've got to go so many years before they'll let me get proper life insurance. But I was able to get accident cover. So if I die in any form of accident, and you know, if I have a heart attack, you'll find me at the bottom of the stairs because Sonia will drag me up there and drop me down the stairs.
You can't say that on stream. Ooh. Oh my God, she's got me a brownie as well.
They didn't have the chocolate chip muffin.
Look at that. Ooh. So NFU were able to offer me as part of my main policy, and this might be useful to any of the lads that don't want to get tied into a full thing. It's about £50 a year, and they were able to offer me £250,000 worth of accident insurance. So if I'm involved in any type of accident that involves in me dying, they'll pay out. So both me and Sonia have had it. So if she's gone one day, you'll in some kind of freak accident at work, and I have a McLaren.
Well, So's been nagging me for like the last 2 or 3 years to get life insurance, and I kept telling everyone, like, if I suddenly disappear in the next couple of months.
Do you have a mortgage yet?
Yeah, we've got a mortgage.
You should probably have life insurance.
Yeah, I know. I mean, particularly with doing what we do on a daily basis with the chemicals and with the working at height and all the different stuff, equipment, I should definitely have it, but it's just not. It's one of the things on the list that you know how it is. Let's wrap this up. Appreciate the views tonight and the contributions and all that good stuff. Thank you, Darren, for joining me, and we'll do it again maybe next week before. Yeah. Do a
yeah. Let's catch up on the run up to. Very quickly, what was that about accident insurance? So NFU offered accident insurance as an addition to all of my policies. So it's like a life insurance, but it's based upon me having an accident, not dying for any reason. It's accident only. It was really cheap add-on. It made, I want to say it was £50 for me and Sonia for the year. It wasn't expensive at all. So I just did it. Until I can get proper life insurance, which I should be able to do from next year.
Right then. Thank you so much, Darren. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again next week and then the following week for Sausage Fest.
No worries. See you guys.
Have a good night. See you in a bit. Right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to play a short advert, and thanks for your contributions. I'll see you next week. Love you, bye! Now, these videos take a lot of time and effort to film and edit on top of trying to run a successful pressure washing business. If you find any of the information in my videos useful, then I'd like for you to consider becoming a paid member of the channel. Circle members and above will get access to my private Discord for members only, where you can pretty much get a hold of me 24 hours a day for inspiration, technical help, marketing advice, or just a general chat. I post pictures and videos that you won't see on any of my other socials. You'll be the first to hear about giveaways, special offers and announcements, and it's just generally a nice place full of like-minded people who are all heading towards similar goals. We've got various different experience levels. We've got a few professionals in the chat as well. If you want to push your business, in my opinion, this is the place to be. We also have two other membership tiers. One is just to show a bit of support for the channel, and the other one is for boosted members, which will not only give you access to the private Discord, but also loads of high quality promotional images for you to start your business. I know what it's like when you're ready to get going but you don't have any before and after pictures to put on your leaflets. At the moment there's about 150 images that you can use for pretty much whatever you like, and my intention is to constantly update these over the next few years with all of my before and afters that have helped promote my business. Last thing before I let you go, new videos come out every Monday night at 5:30, and then I go live at 7:30 to chat to you guys and answer as many questions as possible. We do live quotes for real customers and just generally keep up to date with everything going on in the pressure washing world. Thanks for watching, back to the video.